Greetings and salutations. I'm Zook, your lovable storyteller with Kai, Knave, Sig, and Token, and we are broadcasting the newest game of Exalted. As you can see in the stream, we have a brand new overlay! Yay! And for those of you who just joined, you're not in the stream avatars yet, but you will be soon. If you look, we have a fancy new overlay, and Kai and I worked pretty hard on this. It's the stream
Wait.
avatars that we got on
Oh,
Steam.
look at
and
my avatar. It's so
yeah,
cute.
yeah. Actually, we've got a custom one for you. Token, if you type exclamation point avatar M.
EM.
EM.
Yep.
Nope, space between them.
Oh. Does something happen?
Yeah. Get your
Oh,
avatar.
oh yeah, look at that. It's me.
Okay, and then let's see. So that'd be what did we name it? Just Evan?
I think so.
Yep. Okay.
So what? Slash or not slash, but exclamation
point,
avatar.
Yeah, avatar Evan.
Shork.
Oh, and you did the shork. Okay, so and then yeah, I think it's gonna work. All right.
Short.
So as you can see here, we've got a new overlay. I've made custom ones for each of the players. Well, I didn't make them. Kai made them, like all of them.
Christ.
And the guests, anybody who's in chat, will also have an avatar. As soon as they start typing, it'll pop up in stream. I'm not sure why it forces you to type, but whatever. And it'll pop up for the remainder of the stream. And if you type exclamation point AFK, it'll do a special animation, and exclamation point return will bring it back.
There we go.
Nope. Oh,
Oh,
I turned into water.
I disappeared.
You
Yep.
teleported.
You
I'm
turned
sitting
into-
on my chair.
Yeah, so exclamation point return will bring you back. And the original command was die, so I took it literally, and I turned into a die.
Oh my goodness.
This is fantastic. I like this a lot.
This is great.
So and they'll just wander around. There are some mini games that will pop up, like a star that will float across the screen, and you can jump and grab points, and you can earn points to unlock more characters. Right now, the unlockable characters are Sloom, Serafina, and Oop from our game Underling Worker Union, and yeah, so we also have different mini games. Like if we decide to take a little bit of a break, I can do a boss battle with the Pumpkin King and a couple other cool things that we can do. There's actually a basketball mode as well, which is actually really fun, and Kai is
That's
way too
great.
good at. But yeah, so this is a little thing. I got rid of the chat box because it was taking up way too much room. I didn't care for it. So now you actually have like bubbles that appear above your head. Bubbles, so people can actually see what you're saying, like who it is. And I could also like kind of abuse you guys a little bit if I go over here, and like I can pick on
Click on Evan.
Evan, and I'm just gonna put a
Oh.
tack right there.
Oh
Oh, hold on. Keep me there. Hold on, keep me there. Don't do anything.
Okay, yeah. Oh.
I don't think it actually does the animation while you're pinned.
Okay, that's what I wanted to see.
That would have been
That's
great.
funny though.
I can just like remove it, and then you fall. I can also slingshot you guys, like, pew.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, there's just a little thing for a little bit more interactivity with my viewers and stuff, and yeah, just something to have fun with. But before we get too distracted with the new features and stuff, we even got Nightbot. If you guys are familiar with Nightbot with Twitch, we actually took that the resemblance from the Nightbot page, and that is what Nightbot looks like. So Kai made a specific sprite just for Nightbot. But yeah, so that's one of the new features of our stream. We've got a new border. As you see on the top is also a little bit of information on different characters and different pictures. So like right now, for instance, or well, what I'm looking at it anyways, it's showing the different animal levels. It also has like a little bit of information about the characters, what their cast marks are, and things like that. But yeah, so that's one of the new features of our channel. So that should be pretty fun going forward. So with that all out of the way, does anybody want to do a quick recap from last week's episode?
Hold on, let me do the thing. I did it last time. I did though. I did do it last time.
You did do it last time. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller?
Bueller.
Bueller?
I would do it, but I'm a little behind on my notes, so.
What mute?
I
There
can
it
There
is.
it goes.
do it.
Like awkwardly quiet in this.
I can do it again.
Go.
I
I'm gonna
will-
make Kai
I-
do it because Kai doesn't do
Okay.
it, and I'm gonna make her
That's
do it.
fair.
I'm gonna pick on them. So, Kai, it's your turn.
You made me do so much this week.
That is fair. Okay, you get a pass.
I'll do it. I'll
All
do
right,
it.
Evan.
I'll just do it. It's
do the
fine.
recap.
I know Sig is
Yeah.
tired too, so I don't want to like force them to have to do it. And then M's just a little poo butt.
What are you talking? I just gave you a reason why I didn't want
Yeah, it
to do
doesn't mean it's a good one.
I'm gonna punch
It doesn't matter. I'm just joking anyway. Okay. Well, in case you guys all needed to know, the current XP is now the XP I have spent, not what I have left. So this should help me keep track of everything better. That is part of the recap. I
Okay.
have Leonir explodes.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so Leo leveled up to Essence 2, and apparently when you level up to Essence, when you level up Essence, you just instinctually go totemic and you explode. So in the morning, we were all sleeping, being happy, and then Leonir fucking explodes on us.
Boom.
So we rushed her into the forge to hide her, and then Alan fixed the window, and luckily nobody saw, because that would have been not
Threw
great.
blankets over me.
I threw blankets over Leo. Alan threw blankets over Leo to try to
Didn't help.
hide the explosion. It did not help. It was too bright. Leo was able to stop glowing by unleashing Peony Blossom in an awesome arena that Alan has in the forge.
Yes.
Alan was able to kind of figure out that kind of the correlation between the cast marks glowing and the time of day. And Mela somehow just knew that she glowed during an eclipse, so that was interesting. Alan, for some reason,
Glue.
didn't ask about that, but he probably should have.
Glue.
Glue? Did I say that?
You said glue.
I heard glue. Yeah.
We're glue now.
It's the past tense of glow,
Yep.
Glue.
obviously.
It's definitely glowed. But go ahead.
So Radomir, being the fashionista that he is, grabs some scarves to hide our marks, helps us figure out ways to hide our marks tastefully. Radomir was able to spread rumors. Leo gathered seeds like a badass. Alan became an interior decorator. And then we skipped
Kind
to
of
the
like
next
an
day.
exterior decorator, but fair enough.
How about a decorator?
There you go.
Because he did both. So we skip to the next day. Alan sets up the forum, which was the area where the tree is, the big town hall area, with deep browns and green drapes with accents of blue and purple to obscure the forum so that people couldn't peer in and see what we were doing. And there were lots of pots in there for people to plant plants in.
Good note taking.
Yes, thank you.
You're
Whisper was very nervous and wanted to hide but didn't, and Whisper gave a killer ass speech. Fucking baller. People cried.
Wow.
Whisper's seed sprouts immediately.
People
Other
cry.
people start planting seeds, and there's also bloom immediately. The
Fucking
tree
baller.
becomes way more lovely and has grown 10 to 15 feet in height. Yurimo Tia steps out of the tree as an old woman, and though with every step she grows younger. By the time she reaches Whisper, she is young and beautiful and gives Whisper her staff. The staff crumbles.
Into butterflies.
The town gets re-blessed for another 100 years.
Yeah, it crumbled into butterflies. You're right.
I actually do have that, like, and becomes multicolored butterflies that flit into the sky.
Yeah.
I just skipped that part. Alan gets drunk by subconsciously letting the alcohol affect him, and then snags Rad for a dance. They dance so well that we accidentally spawned a new traditional dance. Rad was able to finally give the goods to the guild, handed them off to some merchant. There was a contract involved. All is well. We have stocked 2 months of supplies. Do. 3 to 5. So we entered a Shadowland, and then we continued because we entered it at like night or whatever. So then we went to the Underworld, and then we were in the Underworld, and some really fucking scary ass motherfucker leading a horde of undead passed by us. Knew some of us were there, but kept going anyway because I think the important people were hiding. So that's good. It was an Abyssal Exalted. That's what it was. Alan broke down because very obscurely he thought back to how he could have asked Leonir more questions about something and could have figured out that we were heading into the Underworld, but didn't, and so they continued into the Underworld and had to go all the way back, which was, what was it, like a couple days worth? It was a setback.
Yeah, it was a setback. It was like a couple, probably a couple days.
Yeah, Alan has failed his team by not noticing they were in a Shadowlands and caused them a setback. He gains 1 limit.
Yep.
So they turned back
Could have been worse.
to go back into the real world so that they could go back to Rathus. They finally enter a jungle region. There are spoopy snakes, Scare, Whisperer, and Leo. They keep going and eventually come to a wall. It's Rathus. So we got to Rathus. I probably gave you way too much information, but
fine.
they got there, and that's where we ended, is
Okay.
at Rathus.
Yes, so we basically just left off, and you were at the gates of Rathus. I described the 2 gates in front of you. One of them was like basically off of the hinges and just smashed into the ground, and the other one was like damaged like in half and forced in an open state with vines growing all the way around it, and like you can see this pulsatingness to the vines, like almost like they're breathing, and at the base of where the vines are sprouting out, it almost looks like there's like crystalline capsules around it that keep it in place. But it looks like over many years since it's been there, the crystals have basically gone bigger and basically grown to a bigger jagged shape, which has pierced some of the vines, which has has basically led to the vines kind of branching off and taking like over this whole area. It's just giant like vegetation all over the place. There is an eerie silence around you. Like when you were out in the jungle approaching, there was like, you know, the wildlife all around you, the slithering of snakes, much to Leonir's discontent, and like the sound of crickets, the sound of wildlife, birds, avian creatures off in the distance. As you approach the gates of Rathus, things just seem foreboding, and the sound of wildlife almost comes to a stop. What do you guys do?
Cry.
Cry. Okay.
All right.
Alan just like falls. It's like,
Really?
no, I am joking. I don't think Alan would do that, but his jaw's probably just dropped, honestly. Like, he's just like looking.
All right, we saw it. Let's leave. Goodbye. You saw your homeland. We can leave now.
Your homeland.
Okay. Well, are the doors? You said the doors are closed.
No, one of them is
Well-
completely on the ground, it's completely off
Oh,
the hinges, and the other one is
nice.
forced open.
Oh,
So
that's
they're
not good.
large gates. Like you could fit probably 10 or so kitties side to side and
Oh,
waltz them in. They're big.
Holy shit.
That's another thing you guys have noticed, that Kitty has gotten bigger.
Oh. What?
During the training, Kitty seems to have gotten bigger.
What?
Surprise.
I have out of character suspicions again.
I'm gonna like side. So does Alan actually like notice this?
I guess it's very obvious.
as you're kind of approaching and looking at the gates of Rathus, and you see Mela kind of approaching a little bit, and she is riding on top of Kitty, and it's about that time it kind of jogs into your head like Kitty looks a little bit bigger, like probably about 30% bigger than
Oh my
she
gosh.
was.
That's
so.
a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking sign to. A fucking sign up to Mela and be like, Mela, the fuck? Not really.
She gestures to you. What?
Yeah. Why is Kitty bigger? Can you control how big Kitty is?
She nods yes.
Oh, I guess I don't need to. I guess I don't need to sign to her, do I?
No, not
She
really.
can hear
You
me.
can.
Okay.
She likes it when you do. Like she feels
Okay, well then-
included when you do.
Yeah, then
Um,
fuck it. Yeah, Alan would definitely do that.
But yeah, she signs back. Yes, it's part of our training.
Oh, okay. So so Alan, just to confirm, is just like signs back and says, so just to make sure, you can make Kitty smaller again at some point, right?
She hops off of the saddle and she concentrates for a moment. The saddle itself actually glows very slightly, and then you see Kitty turn just shrinking and shrinking until Kitty is the size of a faithful watchdog.
What the fuck?
Watchdog.
A
So
mini
Alan just signs.
rhinoceros.
Alan just signs back. Cool.
Cool.
And then she kind of grins at you and then signs the words, she gets even bigger.
Oh.
Oh god.
But then,
Is
then
there, like-
signs the words rainy day.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So she's saving it for a rainy day,
Yeah.
for a bad situation.
To put into context, the boxes that I posted in Discord, those are size comparisons.
Oh, what Kitty can become?
So the one on the left, the rectangle box on the left, is how Kitty's proportions compared to an average human, and the she just mastered the survival tree. So there's a
Oh,
deadly
God.
transformation, deadly like
Oh.
familiar transformation. I forget exactly what it's called, and that's how big that Kitty can get
Oh god.
What in the fuck?
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that in my notes. Mela mastered the survival tree apparently in all caps.
All right, so you guys are all outside. Mela seems a little proud of herself, and that's when you see her basically jump up into the air, and before she lands, Kitty grows back to her normal size, and she just hops right back on.
Wow. Alan claps.
She gives you the thank you gesture with the hand underneath her chin outward. All right, what do you guys do? You are on the outskirts of Rathus.
I don't like it.
Alan like peeks his head in the gate.
Okay, yeah. So you peek yourself in the peek your head into the gates, which is like, like walking into a fucking throne room and peeking your head into the middle of the fucking hall. It's huge, so you're not really peeking in. But basically, as your vision clears from the what's it called, the canopy of the trees in the jungle, and you kind of get a look, you see the clear sky, and it goes on for a while. This is a huge city. The first thing that catches your eyes is either side there are like still standing stone buildings of triangular sort of design, but in the center of this of the roadway that keeps going straight, there is this large like pylon of some sort, this giant tower, and I will show you a picture
We must construct additional pylons.
Effectively.
I knew it was gonna get said. Knew it.
I don't have a Necron voice translator, so I can't just do it all funkily.
So if you look in the stream, you can kind of see what it looks like.
Oh.
Oh. Wait, so that's in
Oh.
the center?
Yeah, it's in the middle of.
Yep.
Okay.
Rathus.
Oh, interesting.
Dome.
So, the difference though is you see like it is heavily damaged. The dome on the top is completely shattered. The spire that goes up is not there, and a good chunk of the building itself is just ruined. There's a giant hole in it. It looks like it has been overtaken by plant life, and you're pretty sure you see movement inside as well, which is a little disconcerting.
This is gonna turn into Aiko's violent plant life.
Yeah.
No!
Okay. Oh, that is what you see, Alan. What do you do?
Wow. This is.
Shall we head in?
Well, before we do that, I think it's only right to inform you guys that I do feel like I saw some movement in the large center building, so we may not be alone.
How fucking far away is that?
I would know immediately, would I not?
Yeah, it is
And
about
exactly.
it is about okay, so it is a quarter of a mile, and 236 yards, 5 feet, and 26.
I say that.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay. So it's not terribly far.
So a quarter of a mile, how many yards?
God damn it! I just
Did you just make it up?
I just spat out a fucking
All right,
number.
6 yards, 5 feet. No, it has to be like 2 feet, because 5 feet would mean that there's another yard in there.
Yep.
2 feet and 7 inches.
Sure.
It's a quarter of a mile, 6 yards, 2 feet and 7 inches.
Okay. I just threw out a fucking number. You expect me to remember that?
Well,
shit.
okay, so like, are there like pathways that we can go to?
Yeah,
Like, do we have to stay out in the open?
the pathway is just straight to the pylon if you wanted to go that way. And you're no longer in the woods when you enter the city. It is
Can I look
a
through my
city.
scope?
So you have a big ass road, basically a center road that goes in, and like on either side you see the stone buildings, the stone triangular buildings, and there are pathways in between the buildings. So you're gonna look through your scope.
Yeah, I want to look through my scope at the building if I can maybe identify what's moving.
Which
Okay.
entrance did we come from? Did we come from like this side, or did we?
I
Come
think we came
this
from the
side?
north.
You're coming from the north. That's the golden pawn is representing you guys.
Okay.
Oh, I
did
did
it
not.
did it not get saved?
No.
It did not.
Ah, fuck.
I was like, what golden
It's
pawn? I like,
Thanks, Steve.
Not right
yeah,
here.
that's
There's
what I
this,
saw
like, There's
too.
this, like gold. There's this yellow thing on the map.
We are here.
Yeah. Well, technically, you guys are here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan wants to peek through his scope, you know, down to here to see if he can like make out any other detail.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make a perception and awareness roll, and I will give you double nines because of your scope.
Sweet. 3 plus 2, which is 5. Does my archery gun specialization come into play since I'm using the gun to look?
No, because it's a perception and awareness, not an art.
Oh, because it's not archery. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. We've been over this before.
Yep.
I'm just
Like
dumb.
Sig had to take 2 specialties in Clawfist for melee and brawl. For instance.
Yeah.
One, two, three, four, 5 successes. Okay. So you basically focus your the arbiter looking through the scope, and you see basically plant life is breathing, much like the kind of cylindrical vines on the outside that I described around the door, around the gates
Okay.
of Rathus. But then you see something else, like a a green, a greenish sort of almost reptilian type creature, probably with your kind of measurement sense and like being able to gauge distances and stuff, it's probably a little bit taller than a human. It's hunched over, and it looks almost like a dinosaur. Is kind of a rudimentary way of describing it. However, where the green scales are, you also see like circular reddish like markings on it, and it looks like it has feathers hanging from it in different locations, almost like it has collected little trinkets of sorts and adorned itself with it.
Do I see it like holding any sort of like a weapon or anything, or is it just kind of doing?
It's just kind of looking around,
Okay.
and you see it kind of turns your way. It doesn't look at you, but it looks in your direction and peeks up for a moment, and then it jumps
Okay.
behind some plant life, and you lose sight of it.
Oh. Well. as we've been
So it
seeing.
probably heard us.
Maybe it heard
Or
something.
saw us.
Yeah.
It's still pretty far away to hear you. If it heard you, it's got really good hearing.
Well, if it heard, so it looked in our direction
Yes.
and then looked spooked. I'm gonna kind of, just in case, can I just kind of keep my gaze sort of down this whole path just to see like if maybe I see something come out, because
Your vision gets to about here.
what about my scope? I can't keep looking down
Oh,
my
your
scope.
scope.
Yeah, like so, like I just kind of want to pause for just a second. So it looked in our direction and then hid.
Okay.
And if I feel like it's a little too far away for it to hear us, then I'm assuming maybe something else, around in these areas.
Sure. So with
might
your
have made
scope,
noise.
you can see kind of over here-ish. So you're just kind of scoping to see if you
Yeah.
see anything.
Yeah.
With your 5 successes that you got before, you see some wildlife here and there. It looks like nature has basically taken this place over. Um, uh, so you see like basic wildlife, but nothing like the creature you just saw.
Okay, and I don't see like, I can't really pinpoint anything that might have like spooked it.
Not that you can see.
That's what I'm trying to kind of figure out, is
Yeah.
if Alan can see what may have, spooked the thing. Okay. Well, Alan is going to, take his eye from the scope, and is going to put the Arbiter back onto his back where it belongs for the time being. He's going to kind of turn to everybody and say, I saw a lizard dinosaur person in the center building. It did not appear to be armed.
If
Did
before
it?
you continue, if you would like to make a an intelligence and lore,
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Mhm.
Let me do that. 5, 5, and 4. Would my research come into play here? Lore
yes,
research?
I will say.
Okay.
Well, you're not researching right now, so no.
Yeah, I guess not. I always think about it as like I always do heavy research or something, but you're right. I'm not like actively researching
Right.
something. Okay, so 9. I get 9. So I have 5. I need 4 more. This one. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Okay, so that's
Oh,
6
yeah.
successes.
Yeah.
Okay, so your first thoughts or your immediate response is it looked like a velociraptor.
Oh.
However, that's when you remember one of the visions that you had, one of the visions of Rathus, who actually had dream of lizard-like creatures, and the name that came to mind was the Dragon Kings. Could this have been one of them? What
Okay.
happened to the charms?
Yeah. M accidentally
I was
shuffled them.
I was trying to grab all the floating
Oh
dice
my
and I accidentally
God.
highlighted them. Listen.
That was a stack of 300 cards? What?
Most of them are probably craft.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
that
horrifying.
sucks.
Well, I
We'll
mean, we
sort
can
through
always-
it later.
Yeah, we can
I
always.
mean, I could reload the table. How long ago was that?
It was while we were.
Has
It
anybody
was
done
right when you
anything
started the
significant?
stream.
No.
No, I don't think
no.
so.
Oh, I'm just gonna reload.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'll
probably
just
a good idea.
make you a new fucking, because that is gonna be a pain in the ass to sort. I wish you would have told me like then.
Well,
I-
'cause we were in the middle of something, so.
Well, that it was right when I asked. Like that happened right around the time I asked you to get rid of all the floating dice, and then you were in the middle of like doing the intro, or not the intro. You
Yeah.
were explaining the new overlay
The
and
new
stuff.
overlay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the overlay,
Oh, jump, jump, people, jump.
got it. Who got it? I got it.
You butt.
Oh, I got what?
And I just crashed. Maybe I don't know.
Oh,
Woohoo!
God,
nice.
fucking technical difficulties today.
Oh, it's just. I think it's just loading.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, might be.
you were at 790 ping.
Hey, loading complete. Yay, they're back. All right, so give you your.
Yeah, just need
Big
another
back.
fucking counter.
No, I still have so many die. It's fine.
I can delete.
Yeah, so the issue is like if I leave dice there, then they lose their connection to these buttons over here, and I can't remove them anymore.
There's a remove. Yeah, you just make sure you remove the button. There's a button for remove.
No,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Is that if I leave the dice there and we like close the
Right.
table and bring it back up, then they're not connected to that button anymore. I can't get
Okay,
rid of them.
now I have to make a token again. All right,
A
so
token? What?
That's
not,
me.
not that kind of token. Okay, so with that information,
Okay,
what do? You were telling them about what you saw.
I was. Give me a second to formulate some word jewels.
Remember what? There we go.
I saw a lizard-like creature in the tower. Now, when Rathus was living, for lack of a better term, it did have some inhabitants that were called Dragon Kings. This did not look like a dragon necessarily, but it is possible that they're related. It did get spooked though. It looked like it heard some noise. We're a little too far away for it to really be hearing us, so it's possible something else made a noise that ended up making it go into hiding.
Is it possible it just saw us?
No, it didn't see us.
Well, great.
Yes, it's pretty fantastic, isn't it?
Well, why don't we just head inside?
I suppose that's
Well, further
yeah.
forward, not really inside.
Shall we go left, as they say?
go
They say
left.
that?
Good adventurers go left. Radomir said that.
But we're going forward.
Alan just sighs.
Bella looks to you and signs, I got it.
Alan signs back. Thanks.
Radomir signs, don't encourage him.
Leonier's in the background signing, do it, do it, do it. They all know RSL at this point.
I don't know if Kai
Good.
does. Does Whisperer know RSL?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, everyone, the only one who's
Literally
kind of
could
shaky.
use fucking battle tactics.
Radomir
Yeah, we could.
still needs one more
No, I
shift.
don't.
Oh, you took care of it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because we got the
So
extra.
everyone's fluid in RSL. That's great. That actually makes me happy that you guys did that for an NPC.
Oh, yeah.
And that's actually
It's our
really good for
adopted
you guys
child.
too, because that you guys can stealth and talk to each other if you can see each
I
other.
was gonna
Oh,
say,
yeah.
it's tactically sound if you think about it.
Yup.
Right. All right. So with that information, what do you guys do?
Wow, Radomir's just walking inside. Here we go. If
I
someone wants
don't
to shoot at me,
wanna-
it's fine.
Yeah. Alan will follow.
I have ways to deflect and parry and dodge now, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That is not the only thing that I got.
I'm gonna be sticking close to some of the bigger people because if there's giant lizards,
Oh. Do you want
I
to
will
like
kill all of them. Don't worry.
ride on one of us? You can always ride on Kitty. Kitty's massive now.
Yeah, the saddle is big enough for 2 people. So you hop on Kitty.
sure, why not?
So you guys all begin to head into Rathus at this point.
Yup.
And as you're heading in, I'm gonna have everyone make a perception and awareness roll. It's gonna be pretty low difficulty. It's a sight-based one.
Thank goodness I
Perception and
added to my awareness.
2, 3.
It's still
Here,
not a very
I'm gonna
great
delete
roll. But it's fine.
this mess of
Can I
dice.
use my fine details awareness specialization?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Hearing base?
No, it is sight-based.
Oh, but
I got 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay.
Yeah, Alan got 2.
2.
3.
2, 3. Okay. Like I said, it's pretty low difficulty. So as you're heading in, your eyes are pretty fixated on this large damaged tower that's in front of you. But to your right, basically to the west of where you're standing, it looks like something came crashing through here a long time ago. It's almost like something fell out of the sky, maybe pieces of the tower itself, and crashed into the ground and skid across. It took out probably a dozen or so buildings, and there's a large divot in the ground that just keeps going. And
Oh.
eventually the wildlife kind of blocks any more view past that.
That's fucked up.
Evan muted.
Yeah, I'm snacking on some chippies. I don't want
Oh,
you guys
okay.
to hear me munch. I normally just kind of put my mic up, but I hate that the side tone will just cut out sometimes randomly.
I
Yeah.
hear ya. Yep.
It's so goddamn
Um,
annoying.
I'll probably keep putting my mic up though. It's just more convenient for some reason, and I'm more aware of that than I am hitting the mute button. Does Alan see any I don't know? He will be curious about the large divot. He will want to figure out why the large divot may potentially be there.
We can go
Um,
and see if where it ended.
From a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are there any interesting signs of what really crashed there, or is it just all pretty overgrown and
you would
just can't
have
really
to
see?
keep going. You'd have to keep following it and basically descend, because it basically goes further and further into the earth, and
Oh.
it is overtaken by
Gotcha.
plant life and stuff. But
So it
Shit.
like burrows into the earth.
yes, you could
Is that
follow
just
it
like a
though.
skid over?
It became cavernous essentially.
Yeah, well, it didn't become cavernous. That's a kind of bad way of describing it on
I
my
get what you're
part.
saying.
But basically, it took a big chunk out of the earth, and then the wildlife overtook it.
Okay.
So you would have to
So-
like go down into the crater to like
Right.
inspect.
So
but-
yeah, it's like a crater is a good way to describe it. So it's not like a cave or a tunnel or anything. It's more like like a crater, but the wildlife is almost creating a canopy over the crater. So you would have to go into it in order to explore it more.
Sure, why not? Alan just fucking does it.
So you begin headed on that way. Um, so this is normally where I would have everyone make a dexterity and athletics or a dexterity and survival roll to help with basically the overgrowth and traversing through this area. However, as soon as Mela sees Kitty having a little bit of a hard time, she focuses for a moment. Her cast mark glows on her forehead, and all of you are basically your feet are temporarily engulfed with a dim light before fading away, and you guys effortlessly make it through one of the survival charms that she just got.
Huh.
Awesome.
You lose
Neat.
no time for environmental obstacles.
I was about to say this is Radomir is like 100% out of his element, so.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so you guys continue on. Basically, so the further it goes in, the deeper the scar in the ground, I'm gonna call it, leads, and that's when like basically the wildlife is almost like reaching towards you guys.
Like physically,
Yes.
violent plant life.
Like I've already kind of described them kind of pulsing and whatnot, but they're actually reaching towards you guys. Do you keep
So-
going, or do you?
Well, so here's the thing. Alan does know about the sort of plant-based technology they had here,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
So is that what this is? Can I tell that this is remnants of that plant-based tech?
It probably originated from them. Who knows what
Mhm.
time did to the technology over, how many ever years?
Yeah, that's fair.
But yes, it seems to be reacting to your presence.
Well, if it gets too close, I'm gonna smack it.
Why did it go to that song?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Perfect music for.
Like, I
Ancient
just
Ruin.
saw everybody lag and it started playing that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
what?
exactly what happened. That was hilarious.
Alright.
Damn.
I would say that Alan keeps approaching, but cautiously, right? Like, trying to stay just out of reach of the plant life if it's like
Sure.
really trying to grab him, just to kind of get a little bit of a better vantage point.
Alright, so basically it begins reaching towards you, and you actually see, as you get closer, it actually begins to grow, almost like watching a time-lapsed plant. So, like,
Oh boy.
sprouts begin coming out of it, the leaves begin growing, and then it begins reaching towards you, and that's when you see, like, it, like, almost blooms, like there's a little pod that blooms outwards, and you see, like, this flower just kind of bloom open, and this like sappy liquid begin to drip from it, and then you see what looks like little tiny barbs
Oh,
that actually begin to grow from the leaves, and they're basically the plant is like opening up and reaching towards you.
I am going to back away.
Okay, it will continue to come forward.
I'm gonna throw my damn chakram.
Okay.
It's getting sliced.
Okay. Touch it.
No, we're not touching it.
Zoom, thanks for joining the stream. All right, so go ahead and make
Radomir uses chakram.
go ahead and make a dexterity and thrown for me.
without saying that I'm throwing it to where it will come back to me. That's just a given at this point in time. Oh wait, I have more dice to throw. What am I talking about? What would this be considered? What accuracy?
Dexterity and thrown. This is close range.
Close range. Okay.
Yep. So that's 6 extra dice.
Oh shit, hold on. I don't remember which one. You know what, we're just gonna re-roll. I didn't even see what I got, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm gonna attempt to put anything into this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 successes.
Okay, you get 7 through. So,
Nice.
go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh my god, okay.
And minus the soak from it now.
What's the soak?
So it has like 3 soak. So basically 4 plus your damage.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4. Okay. I missed one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 damage.
And that's not counting the 10s twice, right? Because it's damage.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Damage is. Wait. That only happens in decisive attacks.
Are you making a withering?
Yeah.
Why would you make a withering? You're not even in combat right now, so there's no initiative.
Oh, I guess you're right. Well, no, because decisive you add your initiative.
Right, so I'm just gonna have, because you're not in combat, I'm just having you roll normally.
Isn't withering just rolling normally?
Yes, but you're not getting the double 10s, is what I'm saying. It's technically a out-of-combat decisive, is the way I'm rolling this.
Oh, okay. So, I got 3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes, you throw your chakram, it slices the head off of the vine, and the head of it, like, falls to the ground and quickly begins to deteriorate and, basically decay. And
Good,
just
go the whole way.
dissolves.
I hope caps still work.
Yep,
Yeah, I
they do.
got it. Didn't mean
Okay.
to put that in caps.
So, you have successfully sliced off the head of whatever was coming at you.
Yeah, we're just not dealing with that.
And you see, that's when you see more of the vines beginning to slowly
If
snake
they want to
towards
fucking
you.
fight, I'll fight.
So you can keep going and try to avoid them, or you could try to just take them all out, but it might take a while. It would basically be a battle group.
I mean, we could try to do both. Maybe.
Basically,
we can avoid, and if, like,
are
one gets
you
pissed off-
trying to avoid them, or are we entering battle? Is what I'm asking.
How
I want to try to avoid them.
how hard would it be to avoid them?
They're very slow, so they're
Okay.
coming at you very slowly. You could just keep walking.
Yeah, let's just,
However,
like,
if
pick
you
up
keep
pace.
going, it's very possible they could block your way out.
That's fine.
But you have a tank.
That's a problem for
Yeah.
future us.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
a problem for the Dawn cast later.
Okay, so you guys kind of keep going. I'm gonna have you make a dexterity and athletics roll, and because of Mela's charm, you will not have any penalties to the terrain.
Okay.
Due to the terrain. So
athletics.
just dex and athletics. Fucking Whisper is not gonna fail this.
Okay, I'm definitely going to sink some. 2, 3.
3, 4, 5. Okay.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What was that about the charm? That
That Mela has?
yeah.
You're not incurring any difficulties to this roll because of that
Okay.
charm.
I got
Any
3 successes.
penalties. 3 successes?
3, yes.
Oof, I only got 2 successes.
I got
Okay.
7.
So basically, it almost looks like they're kind of coming towards you, Radomir, because you took a hostile action to one of it.
That's fine.
And one of them kind of snaps at you for a moment, but you're able to kind of keep going, and you get some distance on it, and you continue into this divot in the ground.
I did say that I'd smack them if they got too close.
You did, and I will keep that in mind.
Fuck you.
So you guys are basically quote unquote on high alert, just in case.
Yeah.
So you go further and further into this divot in the ground, and that's when you see this like triangular sort of shiny point coming out of the ground. It's like
When
an
you say triangular,
alabaster.
do you mean like pyramidal?
Not really.
Okay.
No, it's not that like triangular. It's like very
Okay.
obtuse, I think would be the word.
Yeah, it's just
Or
kind of sharp,
acute.
sort of a deal.
Be acute.
Acute is the smaller ones, like
Yeah.
the more
That would make
angular.
me look pointy.
So yes, it would be more of an acute triangle.
Okay.
Just kind of poking out of the ground, and you see it's like got these golden designs coming out of the tip, and it looks like the plant life has kind of latched itself onto it, and it's pulsating, and it's almost like it's feeding off of it.
What the fuck?
I want to know what this thing. Do I know what this thing is?
You know what there is a familiarity to it.
Like, I'm like, lore? Can I lore it?
No,
Can I-
but you could
no?
essence. You could roll your
Can I
essence.
essence? Can I occult essence it?
No.
No,
Just
so
your
just
essence.
straight essence it.
Yes.
So that's 2. I got
Yep.
2 now.
2 full dice. Oh,
I got 1
nice.
success.
You're very certain you've seen this before, but not in any of your books.
Interesting. You know what? I actually had this thought just a second ago. We should have grabbed some of that fucking death water from the tomb and put it in a squirt bottle, and then we could have just fucking squirted these dumbass plants with it. Exactly.
Shoot, get back.
The weed be gone.
Yeah, basically, we could have done that to get this fucking thing uncovered.
Oh my god.
So is it kind of like the roots of these weird plant life things are like on it, or are there like active chompy bits that are gonna try to like bite us?
No, it doesn't seem to have any like of the flowers blooming like you saw earlier. It seems to just
Okay.
be latched on and feeding off of it. It's weird because it's not made out of like organic material. It's definitely a metal of some sort, and it's definitely a man-made or god-made, who knows, structure of some sort.
Well, I'm gonna go. Is there any like inscriptions or anything on it, or is that like covered up by the plant stuff?
No inscriptions. Just like you see the, you're pretty sure it's orichalcum. Now that you've seen orichalcum quite a few times, the swirls and designs on the
Okay.
tip of it, like, are
Seem
definitely
orichalcum-y?
orichalcum. Yes.
Interesting. I go inspect it.
Okay. You go inspect
Like,
it.
Maybe I start taking the plant stuff off. I don't know.
All right. So you basically reach forward. Are you gonna grab a hold of the plants, or
Or
are you gonna try to use a tool or something?
I have my chop sword.
You do.
I will chop sword it.
All right, so you take a swing at it, and you cut loose some of the plants, which give out this like, I would say a hiss, but it's more like a high pressure sort of thing. It's not like an animal making a noise.
Yeah,
It's
it's
more
like a
like-
steam hiss.
Yeah, like tss, and it shrivels up, and basically almost like it senses the danger, and it repels itself from the danger of your sword after you slice a good chunk of it away. And that's when you see a very this tip, by the way, is probably about 20 feet tall.
Oh, so it's big.
It's big. Whatever this is, it's
Oh.
big. But you cut a nice big chunk that's probably about 10 feet gap where there is none of that pulsating um, plant life. However, you do see the residue, this like sapish sort of residue left behind from the plants.
Can I tell anything about that residue?
It's that would be a survival roll, intelligence and survival.
Okay, I've got some intelligence
Sure.
and some survival, so that's 7. I got 2.
2 successes isn't really enough to get any concrete information from it. You know that it's probably just residue that it uses to break down whatever it's eating, but
Okay.
how would that be affecting an immaterial item like this?
Yeah.
So it's very, very bizarre the way this is working.
Oh, darn. Zeke's like getting ready to roll something.
That's a lot of dice. I don't like that.
Fuck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see Mela walk up to it, and she kind of pokes you on the shoulder, and then she begins to sign to you. I've heard of these. These plants feed off of essence. They are attracted to us and whatever this is.
I certainly don't like that.
And that's when you see the plants that you chopped away are beginning to kind of grow back, and they're starting to reach forward to you very slowly, much more slowly than the ones at the entrance.
Gotcha. I signed to Mela, and I'm just like, do you think we should get these plants off this thing?
She signs back, I'm not sure how. Whatever this is, it is sustaining these plants lots of essence.
I want to poke it.
Want to poke the
God.
object?
Yeah,
Sure.
I want to touch the object.
Are you using your bare hands?
I don't know. I want to... If I see, like, if there's no, like, clean spot for me to touch, like, if it's all just covered in this weird sap, then I would like to try to find some way to, like, clear off a clean
Sure.
spot for me to touch.
Go ahead and make it. There are some spots where it's not like there's not a whole bunch of the liquid or anything. So I'm just gonna have you make a basically just a straight up dexterity roll to see if you're able to kind of avoid the goop.
Okay. The group.
The goop. All right, two successes. Yeah, you could actually place your palm on it if you wanted to.
Yes, I want to do that.
All right, so you basically just reach forward and place your palm on it, and the other everyone but Alan can kind of see him just kind of jerk like back. His head goes back, and
Oh,
his
boy.
eyes like almost light up as he's placing his hands on this.
Oh God.
You've seen this before. This is very similar to what happened to Leonir.
Oh.
Alan, as you place
Yeah.
your hands on it, you are suddenly in this giant room, this like cockpit. As you're looking around and you're at the control panels of some sort of airship. This is something you're very accustomed to even in your current life, but you're in a very, very big one. You look out and you see the clouds just shooting by very quickly. and that is when get the third part, the kind of the third party perspective of what you are currently inside. Just throw that onto the screen.
Hold on, I'm not looking at it. Let me take some notes. Oh my gosh, that's fucking awesome.
Oh my god.
That is badass.
You pull your hand away from it,
It's
and that is when you realize that this is what you are touching. You are touching the tip.
Holy shit.
oof, just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Wait, so that whole thing is underground?
Probably broken apart.
It's probably a fucking man's.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Do I? I do have a giant arm in the forge, but I don't think it's gonna help me yet.
So that's when you snap back and you see him. Basically, the others, the rest of you see him kind of snap back to reality.
I want everybody to know that I am smiling like super big, right? Like, so you would expect somebody to snap back and be like, "Whoa, man, what the fuck was that?" No, he's just like smiling.
This is the airship that
really
you
big.
you recognize. This is the same airship that you crashed, that eventually led to your death.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
But since I crashed it, that means it's mine.
Are
Definitely
you
yours.
calling dibs?
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm calling dibs. Did you see that thing? It was a flying fortress. I already have a portal to a different dimension, but imagine a flying one. I'm like Alan is smiling, and he looks back at everybody. He's like, "We are getting this out of the ground."
As you look
not sure
back
how.
at everybody, you're kind of cut off. Your sentence is kind of cut off. As you see
Fuck.
behind everybody else, this like 9 foot tall, looking woman with it's almost like she's wearing this gown made out of like brilliant blue, purple, white, metallic feathers that go all the way around, and she's just staring at you.
Can I just mention that I also cannot be snuck up on? That's
Oh,
random.
okay, yeah.
We might not be able to be like. I don't
Is there
know if
something
this
you
is
have
a
to act? Do
hallucination.
you have to spend any emotes for that?
It's just danger
It's a
sense. It's a
merit, yeah.
merit.
Okay. So is it specifically if you're in
Yeah.
danger?
Yeah.
Okay. She is not posing an immediate threat, so it would not have
Okay.
triggered. She's not trying to attack you guys.
Oh,
Okay, so in the middle of my sentence, I cut myself off as I see this leaf woman, and
Feathers. Sorry, did I
There's
say
feathers?
leaf?
Yeah.
You
No,
say-
you said
I thought
feathers.
you said-
Okay, feathers.
I could have
said
sworn he
feathers.
said leaves. Where did I fucking get this from?
You might have just filled in the blank.
Probably.
For
An
yourself.
adjective.
Do
Yeah.
so does this look akin to the thing I saw in the tower?
No, not even close. The thing you
Oh,
saw
very
was
different.
probably, yeah, it's very different. The thing that you
Okay.
saw was like lizard-like. This
Is this
Can
thing,
thing an
I-
essence-based
it's almost
creature?
like a bird creature of some sorts, but it's
Do you
very, it looks feminine in
Yeah.
like structure.
Does it have a beak?
No, well, it probably has elongated, like the nose is slightly longer, but it's not an actual beak. The eyes are very angular, and it looks, it's incredibly beautiful. This thing has a 6 appearance.
Do I have any sort of like familiarity, familiar feeling with this?
It is
thing?
not Fey, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. I was just about to say like, this is
Whisper,
probably not good.
you can roll with your specialty on occult.
Can I roll some shit too?
I'm gonna have Whisper roll first because
Okay.
Whisper has a specialty in something.
Okay.
Yes, it would be intelligence and occult, and you get your extra die because of your specialty. You are not broadcasting.
Sorry. I got 2 successes.
Ah, my notes didn't save. God fucking damn it! Now I have to look up what page she's.
Oops.
A. Okay. What are you? Fuck. This page. How many pages?
Could... I don't know if I need to use an excellency on this.
How many successes do you have?
I only get 2.
Got 2 successes? An excellency might not be a bad idea. There we go. That's what page.
Yeah.
Right.
Is this the airship? Is this the thing?
What?
The thingy? The secret thing?
I only got 1 more.
Okay, so 3 successes. Because you have the specialty is the only way that you would know who this is. And you have heard of a woman of the East, a woman of the jungles, and her name is Relza, satrap to Veneleth, the shogun of artificial. Evan,
Excuse
you
the
may.
fucking law? Could you spell that?
Yes.
What, you're telling me you don't know how to spell that name? It's
No,
super
I
EA.
do not. No, I mean
Relza.
like the entire title too. Like holy crap.
Oh, okay. Hang on just a second. Relza
Yeah, go ahead and do that, and then
Satrap
tell me what to
to
roll again.
Vaneleth. Well, you wouldn't roll unless you get some information from Whisperer.
Oh, from Whisper. Okay.
Like, I actually know her name and title.
Know her as Relza, the satrap of Vaneleth.
Okay, thanks.
And she's just looking at you. Looking at Alan specifically.
Oh.
Well, hello there.
She doesn't even seem to care about the rest of you. And she is, like I said, incredibly beautiful. She has a 6 appearance. And her,
Well, hello there.
her shimmering, like, feathers, very metallic and almost look like they're made out of magical materials themselves, but they're coming out of her, so that she's literally made of these feathers. They are hers. And she is staring at you.
Sorry, Radomir, duty calls.
Oh, dear fucking God. You
My
realize you
God.
can sleep with multiple people, right?
Alan is a dedicated man.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Get something open real quick. Here we go. All right. So did you say so? Did you actually say that to her?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Say what?
Hello there.
Well, okay, no. So I was
wasn't
gonna
sure if that
continue,
was
and then
in
you.
character.
No, that was not in character.
Okay.
I can say some things in character. So Alan will kind of freeze in his sentence, and say, well, hello. Is there something we can help you with?
Why have you come?
Well, we all turned into anathema and then went on a journey. We all met at a temple which fell down
I
on
care
top of
not
us.
for your path. Why are you here?
Well,
In this moment.
It's a
Would
fair
I know-
question.
Anything, like any stories, or do I just know her name?
You got 3 successes.
Yeah.
You know that she is a lover of all things avian. You know that she, whether it's natural or artificial, she loves anything that can fly.
Nobody except Alan knows that whatever the thing sticking out of the ground is a ship.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Alan never actually said.
I'll get
like,
there.
what it
Yeah, I'll get to that eventually. Is Whisper gonna say something? Would Whisper like to speak?
Whisper is trying to think of something to say because Whisper is not used to speaking their mind.
Okay, well, would you like Alan to continue for the time being?
I will say that Whisper looks like awestruck because they didn't expect to see someone here, much less a spirit like this. Spirit question mark?
I see.
Spirit question mark.
Well, for the time being, Alan will keep talking because he is focused on the spirit and is not paying attention to Whisperer at the moment. Or else he probably would like ask what's going on, but
I mean,
he's
that
talking.
makes sense. She has a 6 appearance.
She has a 6 appearance. You're all kind of fixated on her.
Well, we are here because we have been compelled to be. And I just found out what this is. And he just points and then smiles. And he's like, and am I oh so ever excited? It's an airship. It's my old airship.
And what makes you think you have claim of it?
Well, I suppose I saw visions of me crashing it, so I just assumed that it was mine.
So you assume because you have visions of sparkly objects soaring through the air that it is your divine right to possess them?
Can I flash my thingy?
You want to spend 1 mote to flash your...
That sounded really bad.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. But I know what you mean.
Yeah, I want to flash my banner. Yes, I want to spend 1 mote of peripheral to flash my banner to see. Not because like Alan doesn't fully know what it is, but it obviously is connected to a lot of shit, and so maybe it makes sense that it has something to do with it. So he flashes his banner.
Just a second, I need to look.
Do I have keys? Does it need keys? And like, do I have them? That would also be a good way to show that I own
Keys
it.
doesn't have keys.
Are the
Oh
keys
my
in
God,
the forge?
I
Should I
love
leave
you.
the keys on the forge table?
I love you so much.
So I guess it doesn't have keys then.
Hang on, I've got a fucking... I wish I
I
could
have a-
search.
I have a feeling it's probably powered through essence, not keys.
Well, probably. But you never know.
This isn't Gurren Lagann. Well, actually, it could be.
It could be.
It probably could be.
It seems
Let's-
pretty
let's
Gurren
not rule
Lagann,
anything out.
actually.
Yeah.
Let me find a picture.
Let's not rule anything out, right?
You said in a past session that it is powered by essence.
I did.
So
Interesting. Haha. I didn't remember that, but
So here you go. It is Gurren Lagann. I have one of the arms already.
oh my god.
That is not the same thing.
No,
Those
it's
are-
not.
Those are not connected. There we go. Here we go. Okay.
God.
And this is like the even more super upgraded version.
Yeah.
All right. So
no, hold on. I'm gonna. Here's the even more upgraded version.
Alan.
What? Oh, Whisper's talking to me. Yes, yes, Whisper. What is it?
Good talk.
um. I'm trying to think of how Whisper would phrase this now, because the pretty bird lady seems to be getting annoyed.
Listen, pretty bird lady can get annoyed. It's my airship.
have you flared your banner yet? Or are you waiting until you hear what Whisperer has to say?
I would probably, yeah, I'd probably wait until whatever. Well,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on the flow of the conversation. Like, if Whisperer waited until just now to speak up, then Alan has probably already flashed the banner.
Right. So Whisperer will wait to see how she reacts to the banner.
Okay. So you basically flash your ban on the Twilight symbol appearing on your brow, which is actually right on screen right now if you want to take a look. That is what is flashing on the forehead.
Wait, what? No, I don't see anything on the screen.
Well, that's because you're delayed.
Oh.
The
Wait,
viewers
no.
will see it with this conversation.
I
No, I see it. It says Alan Vaft and then has
And
the
there's
little
the airship.
circle.
Okay, so
Ah.
you concentrate for a moment, the Twilight symbol appearing on your brow, and you see the goddess before you, and she like tilts her head up a little bit, almost suspiciously. She
Oh.
squints her eyes and looks at you, peering in a little bit, and her head kind of stretches forward, almost like an owl can do.
Oh god.
And she looks and goes, you see her return to her normal posture and poise. Geruchin, I hadn't recognized you.
That is, I suppose, what people used to call me. Yes, I have a connection with him.
You are
Question mark?
him.
All right, well then that is who I am.
Well,
I'm
paint
assuming
me
it's-
annoyed.
Oh.
You have claim on the Skybreaker in front of you.
Alan does like a small fist pump, like yes.
However, if you wish to claim it, you must take it out from the earth yourself.
Okay, I mean, I think that's what our plan was.
Was it? How big
Oh.
is this thing?
It is
I
very
think
large.
That Leonir could actually probably lift.
That is terrifying.
Except
That is
how
the
deep-
truth.
How
I
deep
have
is
a merit that lets me like lift retardedly massive and heavy
Not
objects.
this massive.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is like
so-
a floating like. It's bigger than a building. Like I was gonna say a building, but it's not. It's not quite a town. But you could probably fit the entire town you were just in on top of it.
How do you expect us to get this thing out of the ground?
Well, I'm
Reasonably.
not sure yet. We'll have to take care of these plants first, so that we'll have some time to think about it.
So the seventh flight returns to creation.
Indeed? Question mark?
Indeed. And
don't
tell
seem very
me,
happy
do you
about
still
that.
have the ill will you once had?
Ill will? You repeat that. Can you repeat that for me?
Do you still have the ill will you once had?
Does Alan know what she's talking about?
No.
Radomir looks at her and says, "She's asking if you're still an asshole."
Oh, what? Alan gasps. He is appalled. What? No, me?
The
ill
prissy
will?
one is astute.
Thank you.
All
You
right.
are
Well,
welcome.
seeing as I wasn't entirely sure what you were talking about, I'm assuming no. Was I an asshole in my past life?
That's when she parts away some of her feathers. Basically, like, imagine she's as for her posture goes, she's like crossing her arms and her hands are resting on her shoulders, and that's how it's
Okay.
creating that flowing sort of metallic, almost like a dress of feathers. She lifts her right arm and reveals her chest and her bare chest, which is absolutely stunning, and she is flashing you her breasts.
Oh.
But
Everyone
then
else, you just imagine Leonir's like losing it, and Radomir's just
Yeah,
totally
she
unfazed.
literally is just like, I'm going to have a nosebleed, and I don't know why.
You see a scar that goes down from the tip of her, the left of her jaw, and goes all the way down across her torso. And she
Oh.
just shows it for a moment and then covers back up.
Okay, well, Alan will see this, and I'm trying to determine if he either is A, flustered, or B, like, not flustered at all, because I don't know which one I want to go with.
I feel like he, like, with how he reacts to Radomir, like, very vaguely flirting with him.
You didn't finish that sentence.
I feel like he maybe dying and gay.
Do you feel like Alan would or would not react?
I guess maybe it depends.
See, I'm not sure.
She does have an appearance of sick.
She
Yeah,
has
that is
appearance
very
of sex.
fair.
She has.
Well,
an
Alan
appearance.
already has a massive erection for this airship in the ground.
Right.
So, well, we don't have to bring that into this.
And
Yeah, no, I
Alan's
think-
penis grew 3 times that day.
Okay, so Alan gets flashed. He blushes. He's stunned for a little bit, but is also still very occupied with this airship in his mind. Yes, it would be that exciting to him.
Jesus Christ.
He would not actually have a boner from it, probably. But anyway, he realizes that she is showing him a scar that he had apparently given her, and sort of snaps back into reality after she is done flashing everybody. And you know,
Leo is
is
just hiding her face.
and then he continues to talk to her and says, "Oh my, did I do that to you?"
It won't let me send the same message.
It won't let you send a message.
Yeah, in chat,
Oh.
it's yelling at me.
Fucking
You must
Nightbot.
have been-
Nightbot's an asshole. So, as you ask her if you did that to her, she goes, "As you are one to differentiate yourself from your previous incarnation, I suppose it would be unfair of me to say that you did this. However, Gairuchin, yes."
Why would he do that? Why did he
You're a
do that?
cold and miserable prick.
Radomir like quite literally snorts.
Alan shoots a look over to Radomir to try to get him to shut
He
up.
just kind of shrugs his shoulders.
Well, I'm very sorry. I know we're not necessarily
Get on
necessarily-
with it.
Get on with what? What was I getting on with?
I do not need your groveling or your whining or your pissy apologies.
All right then. Well, I mean, you do not seem inclined to help us get this ship out of the ground, and
And why would I? What have
I
you
never
to
said
offer
you would.
me?
I said you were not inclined to do it because you said so. But I mean, if you would potentially be willing, is there anything you're interested in? I can craft many things. I'm not entirely sure what one such as yourself would be interested in.
Go ahead and make a social roll. Charisma and socialize.
Ooh, okay, my charisma is actually pretty good, and my socialize is 1.
Yeah.
So I get 5. Can I put, can I do specialization, or not, excellencies? Can I do excellency on that?
Do you have socialize as a favored or a charm
No.
in socialize?
No, I don't. Okay,
Then
then
no,
the
you
answer
cannot.
is no.
Guys, prosciutto is really good.
Oh shit.
I got
Play
2
with your new dice.
Yes, it was.
2 successes.
2 successes?
Yes.
There is nothing you are capable of at this time of creating that I would want.
Well, I guess I don't know if that would be socialized. Probably would be. So my kind of idea though, like, I feel like Alan could potentially pick up on the fact that, like, she's obviously here for a reason, and she hasn't left yet, probably for a reason. It's kind of one of those things where, like, somebody's kind of being an asshole, but is, like, sticking around anyway because they actually are, like, excited about the thing.
She
But, like, I
specifically
just-
asked if you're worthy for the ship.
Yeah, no, I know, but she also hasn't left yet. Like, if she determined who I was and is like, yep, it's yours, like, why hasn't she fucking left yet?
She obviously cares about the ship.
Yeah, well, she's not helping us get it out of the ground. I feel like she wants to help us get it out of the ground. She just, like, wants something out of it. But she, like, wants to do it inherently. But I just rolled a socialize to try to figure out what that would be. So, like, I feel like if I didn't roll a good socialize, then Alan probably would not pick up on the fact that she's
Can
just,
I
like,
do read
hanging around.
intentions just out of curiosity?
I could bring her into my forge.
Sure. You
I
want to
don't
do
think
read
she would want to do
intentions?
that,
Yeah,
though.
absolutely.
That's charisma socialize.
Yes.
Okay.
2, 3.
Are you altering this at all with charms?
I don't. Yeah, I might actually be able to do that. Hold on. I can apply double nines. In addition, I may substitute wits for perception when I'm reading intentions of a person to whom I am speaking. Nah, it's not worth it. I'll just.
Leo is appreciating the
Yeah.
sight.
Yes. Yes.
Yay!
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting you type that either, because repetitions are dissing Nightbot, so I don't know.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
5 successes? Okay, so by the conversation, you are certain that she has a defining intimacy of flying objects.
Interesting.
Defining. Not major, defining.
I see.
I see.
Okay. I'm just
So
gonna
yeah.
keep that to myself for now.
What the fuck? Radomir? Prick. I know what she wants, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Well, I mean,
No, I mean, if Radomir wouldn't, like, that's fine. I'm just...
it's not
I just think
necessarily
it's
that
funny.
he wouldn't. It's just there's no reason for him to tell you right now. Like, she's not going to stop you from taking it, obviously.
Now, does
Yeah.
Whisperer say anything now that the conversation's kind of starting to taper off a little bit, or?
Yes.
Part of me is just trying to think because this is like the third god that they've come into contact with since they've exalted. So they're like mentally processing this fact. Gone their entire life. Nothing. And now there's 3.
Oh, you're kind of a beacon now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining a whisper like all 2 feet, 2.5 feet of them just like not sure what to say. Apparently I'm not mentally prepared. social right now.
Well, what were you gonna say before?
I don't.
Do you need a recap of what you got from the info?
Well, I got her name and that she has an affinity for all things flying.
Yes.
It sounded like you were going to mention, like, to Alan that she was seemingly getting irritated.
Yeah, but I waited to see until how she reacted to the anima, which was not terrible.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily good either.
Right.
I think part of it is more is that if I gave her that scar in a past life, she might not be ready to test me again.
It's possible. Radomir will look at her and ask, do you have a special tie to this? She kind of looks at the thing sticking out of
Got
the
a crush on
ground
my
and
airship.
look at, yeah, basically, look back to her and say, this airship?
Do I have a special tie to the Skybreaker?
Yes, that's what I asked. I didn't stutter.
It is a beautiful craft of its make and the only one of its kind. Anyone who would know anything about it.
Well, luckily for me, I know nothing about it.
Indeed.
He just continues to give her this innocent smile.
She sniffs the air slightly and looks at you, Whisperer.
Oh. No. No. The Whisperer will, like, straighten up a little bit and give a polite bow.
She ignores your bow and looks back to Alan and says, I will tell you what. I will help you uncover this ship on one condition.
And what would that be?
You allow me to feast upon the shriveled up tiny little rodent with you.
Well, I don't think
Roll
I
limit.
can allow that. What, me?
Kai.
Oh.
Oh. I thought you meant me, and I'm like, what did I do?
How
Oh.
many dice do I roll?
That's 3. That's hitting your trigger.
Oh,
Did you bot? No, you got 2. Okay.
I got
2 successes. Yeah, it hurt.
Oof.
Is that your first bit of limit that you actually took?
Yep.
Failed the last one? Nice.
Yep.
So, I mean, is Whisper gonna say anything, or are they just silent in pain?
I'm just imagining that their ears, like, press back and they're like, rude.
Yeah. So Alan will be like, that is obviously off the table. That is
How
not
is it
some.
obvious?
Oh, I mean, it is a companion of mine. You think I'm just toting around some? You know, what are you? What are you thinking? Alan's just like
What he's
so
trying,
confused.
what he's trying to say is, Whisperer is our friend, and no, you may not eat our friend.
You make friends with your livestock.
I am not.
Humans are strange creatures.
So Alan
You
is
have-
actually Alan's gonna get pretty mad at that
Radomir
because
starts laughing because he's not a human.
And the weird thing is, Radomir, since you got pretty good on re-intention, she doesn't mean malice by this. She is genuinely confused at why they're keeping food as a friend.
so Alan is gonna get pretty annoyed at kind of these comments because he knows like everything there is to know about Whisperer's race, and
true,
is
yeah.
like, and is like, is very impressed with it, and is very intrigued and thinks it's amazing and awesome. So he's gonna kind of actually sort of get agitated, which is very, very weird for him. Obviously, you guys have not really seen him like outwardly show any anger or frustrations. So he's gonna kind of walk towards towards Relza, not like up in her face or anything, but just kind of like close some of the distance and say, okay, so you'll have to help me out here. What is Whisperer's race again? I don't know why I don't remember. Jerboa. And what do I know about her tribe again? They're very good at martial arts, right? Isn't that kind of...
Yes, they're dwellers in the southern sands, and they are masters of a unique style of martial arts.
And it's safe to say that the southern sands are probably a particularly hostile climate?
Yeah, they can be.
Okay, so...
Puff the
Alan...
feathers.
Huh?
Gotta puff your feathers.
Who, me?
Yeah, that's funny because it's a feather god.
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of got that, but... So yeah, Alan's gonna kind of close distance with some heavy steps and say something... I'm gonna try to do this good, but it's hard to think of things off the fly. He's gonna say, will you listen here now? She is a proud member of the Jerboa Beastmen, who are the only proprietors of insert martial arts name here, and live in the very hostile southern sands. If anybody is very worthy of respect here, it is her. Them. What, insert whatever we've been referring to you as. I don't know.
What's this? The seventh flight has gained a heart.
A hot? She thinks I like it?
Heart.
Heart.
It was her
She
accent.
said hot, like I had the hots for Whisperer.
A hot.
No! A hot, yes, no, I got it now. Well, I thought we already established that we are not necessarily one and the same.
Indeed. I wouldn't be standing in your way if I was. If you were. What I meant to say.
Well, I didn't think you were standing in my way. You already said that the airship is mine to take, and if anything, you're offering to help, albeit at a ridiculous price that is not going to be paid.
Then what else do you have to offer?
Well, I don't know. I already told you we were planning to get this airship out of here without even knowing you existed beforehand. Is there anything in particular you want aside from my friend? I'm all for talking and negotiations.
What? To be a crafter of old.
I am still a crafter.
The
I suppose you could say a crafter of new.
The skyship that lays buried behind you was of your make. What is your skill in that avenue now?
Now, in-game, would I actually be able to act as if I have Essence 5 in Craft, since I can buy the charms with it?
What do you mean?
So, like, we can buy charms, so it's my supernal ability, Craft is.
Yes. So you're effectively 5 for purchasing stuff, yes.
For purchasing stuff, I am 5, but if I were to basically demonstrate my crafting ability, would it basically come off to Relza as if I was an Essence level 5 crafter?
You definitely have the potential of a level 5 Essence crafter. It depends on what you're going to display. How are you going to show her?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was just curious if that was like something I was able to potentially do.
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to like, how do I display craft? I can spin my hammer around really good.
Is there
So
something
you have
you
a
might
gun?
have already made that you could show her, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, there are the guns and the chakrams that I have crafted, but I was wondering if those were going to be quote-unquote good enough.
Logically, wouldn't it benefit her if the airship was allowed to fly again anyways?
Yeah, but Alan doesn't know that. Because and that's kind of exactly where my thought process was going to go, Kai, was going to be something akin to, well, you obviously want to see this airship fly, so if you help us get it out, I will let you enjoy its splendor probably more than I did before. But because I don't know specifically that she's interested
Actually,
in flying
no,
shit.
Radomir would 100% use that over her head.
I was about to ask, would that be something that Whisperer would think of?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
either of
no,
you two could think of it, but I was just
that's
trying
very
not to give
tempting,
people
yeah.
ideas.
Whisperer, go ahead.
Well, Lady Relza,
Oh, it speaks.
yes. Sad.
Yes, little one.
Sad Jerboa. Wouldn't it be, ideal if the airship were able to fly again? And, I mean, we don't have an issue with you.
Unless you
we
make
don't know
one.
you. But I'm sure we can work something out.
Well, my delectable morsel,
No.
you certainly do bring up an interesting point, and definitely the point of why I am still here. Yes, it would benefit me greatly
I fucking knew
to
it.
Skybreaker back in the air. However, how can I trust the very person who let it fall from the ground to the ground?
Radomir kind of looks at Mela.
She
No.
Mela,
gives
help.
you this like shrug, like, what the fuck do you want me to do?
He'll start signing instead of speaking aloud. He'll say, I know you don't want to feel like a tool, and I absolutely have no intention of treating you like one. But
You
what
see,
if
as
we
you're
did...
signing this, the Relza looks at you and kind of tilts her head. She clearly does not understand.
Good. That's what I want.
Okay, so
Um,
Bella is listening. Or
Um,
looking, I should say.
yeah. Sight listening. But what if we did what you did with us and the dragon-blooded back in the crypt?
She signs back. I don't think that will be necessary. Give her something she wants. Then she might just help us anyway.
That's fair.
Does she want to? Do you want to go on the ship?
You're saying this to Relza?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Seeing it fly would be enough for me. However, I am
Well-
not going to entrust it in a group of vagabonds that just waltzed into a jungle-claimed Rathus, especially to the vagabond who caused it to crash to begin with.
How did he cause it to crash?
Well, if you must know, I actually do know this part of the story. It is a vision I saw while we were in the temple. What session was that?
3? Yeah.
3?
3 or
Something
4.
like that, yeah. I think it was, yeah, 3 or 4.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, it was 4. It was 4. Gairuchin of the Seventh Flight. So let me read through this for a second so I can figure out what I want to say.
Yep.
Aw, fuck. It was an essence cannon. But it says I was stranded from Rathus in the jungle, but it seems like I crashed into Rathus.
You were over the jungle canopy.
Oh, when you were shot.
Yeah, I screwed up the positioning a little bit. So
It's fine. I'm really not
ignoring-
that worried about it. It was
ignoring
just
that. Yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
Okay, so hold on a second. Okay. Well, as much as I could make out from the vision, I, or Guy Ruchin, however you want to look at it, was flying over the jungle, and the ship got hit by a very large force. A blast of just pure essence. I'm not sure where it came from, but that is what hit the
Evan is
ship,
running
and
away.
Came from the Pyramid of the Sun, located in the center of the building. I know, I was there that day.
oh, okay. Well, that tells you where that came from. And the beam hit the ship. We crashed, and then as I was trying to repair the ship, as it was already buried halfway into the ground, I was flanked and by some people, and well, some sort of spell was cast at me that I couldn't dodge, and I was torn to shreds, essentially.
Yes, and your negligence as a pilot allowed you to be hit to begin with.
Oof.
I mean, I find it hard that somebody with flight in their name was a negligent pilot.
Indeed.
What, out of curiosity, what makes you say that? What was the negligence?
You did not react to the blast. Therefore, you could not evade the incoming blast from the pyramid, causing, ultimately, perhaps it's not directly your fault, but I still hold you accountable because the others who were responsible for the blast are long since dead.
Oof.
So, if you wish for me to help you resurrect this wonder, you must prove to me that you are worthy of piloting it once more. Now there's a thought. She grins slightly.
Oh boy. Is it my turn then to talk, I guess?
She's kind of grinning as she's thinking
Okay.
about something.
Well, I mean, I am also a pilot. That's actually what my profession was before I set off on this journey here. You also inquired about my crafting abilities. If those are still of interest, I have a few pieces that I could show you.
My. You use the word was with pilot? My boy, you never stop being a pilot. It is either in your blood or not.
Oh, well, don't get me wrong, I still consider myself a pilot, but just the
Good.
professionalism that, like, I don't know how to say it in actual words, but basically his job technically now is not any longer being a pilot. Not that he is not a pilot. Appalled.
You know that she's just trying to
Poking
pick
at
apart
me.
your words. Yeah,
Yeah.
she clearly doesn't like you, but
Yeah,
she
yeah,
wants
right.
something from you, so that's why. Very well. Have you heard of Warbirds?
Have I heard of Warbirds?
Go ahead and make an intelligence and either lore or occult, and if you're using your lore, or you can use intelligence and craft, and you get your machinery specialty as well.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do intelligence and craft, and then get my machine specialty. So that'll give me 11 dice. And it's 11. And then I am going to spend 5 on a specialty or excellency. Whoops. I'm gonna go ahead and just spend 5 peripheral because we're all We're all essence people here. We know. Oh shit. That's one too many. We'll just put that here.
Listen, he has nothing else better to do at this moment.
Radomir recognizes the very obvious gay.
Yeah.
I got
Read
1, 2, 3, 4,
intentions for
5,
that.
6. 6.
Assuming that means slut because I got it.
You got 6 successes?
Yes.
Alright, so what don't you know about them? Okay, so you have heard of the Warbirds before. They are a legendary artifact from the First Age. There are around 3 dozen that are still supposedly intact, that weren't destroyed during the usurpation. The realm has 11 of them. There are 6 that belong to one of the gods that your people, the Haslante, worships, known as Venelith. And they are said to have 6. The priests of Venelith have 6 of them. The remaining, you're not sure. They have been lost to time. But basically, they were.
How many did the realm have?
The realm has 11.
There are 17 that are accounted for.
The cult of Venelith has
Uh-huh.
6. So, and they are basically literal mechanical birds with two spots to ride on, and they offer protection. And they actually have like a mechanism, so when you're flying over, it projects what's above at its underbelly.
Yeah.
So as you're flying, basically you see nothing but clouds in the sky above. So they are very stealthy. They are very well protected. They are very beautiful. Here is a picture of one that you have seen in your books before. Hang on. Here, and it's in the stream.
Oh. Wow.
And they move at about 120 miles per hour.
Okay, so she asked if I knew about them.
Yes. Attack him.
What just happened?
Bye, bitch.
Just yeeted him.
Okay, well, Alan will, at the mention of Warbirds, because this would also be something of Alan's, passion. Well, of course I know about Warbirds. They're magnificent.
Oh, no.
There's only currently that we know of. There's 17 of them accounted for. We're not really sure what happened to the others.
She smiles at that knowledge. What if I told you there is one in that very tower?
His eyes perk up. He's like, I'm listening. Or actually, he'll say it, I'm listening.
So here is my price then. Go to the top of that tower, find the Warbird, and duplicate it without touching it. Do not disturb the Warbird where it lies. But if you are able to craft the Warbird with your knowledge, then I will help you uncover the Skybreaker. That is my price. Then you see her
Ow.
turn into a shimmering aura of a bird and flies
Okay.
away.
Alan
I
yells.
see that token.
Listen,
Alan,
it didn't even work.
Alan yells after her and is just like, that sounds amazing! Sweet, so I guess I gotta craft a warbird.
Oh no, mass bombs.
Oh god, it did work.
No, I posted it.
Oh.
I am a mod. I can shit.
Boom.
I'm just gone. I don't even know where I am anymore.
Okay, so
Oh,
as she
it did not
flies
do the
away,
thing.
you notice that her aura flies past the vines and the living matter. They reach out for a moment and they basically try to jump at the essence of her flying by, and then they basically turn to dust in ash. Just basically the vines that had grown over the path in that you guys took have just disintegrated, and your path is clear going out.
Oh, neat.
She does like us. Probably.
She wanted to eat me.
I don't think she really wanted to eat you. I think she was just getting under our skin.
Ella signs, I'm pretty sure she wanted to
Yeah,
eat.
Radomir looks directly at you and was like, I'm almost positive she wanted to eat them.
Alan shrugs.
Yeah, but like I said, Radomir, you didn't find any malice in her words. She honestly didn't understand the whole concept of beast.
Yeah.
Like she is a god. She thinks completely differently as you guys do.
Yeah.
Whether or not that excuses it is completely up to you guys. I mean, that is, I'm just letting you have all the information before you make a judgment call.
Radomir doesn't really care for her anyway because he's just like, gods are fake.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Cannot predict now? What? Oh, you ate bald. I'm like, well, how did I say that? I didn't say that. Is the Whisperer going to get eaten? Cannot predict now. That's foreboding. Okay, so I am going to grab a snack, some soda, and whatnot, take a quick bathroom break, and will be back. In the meantime, I think that it is time for a boss battle!
Outlook
Oh no. Oh no.
Hell yeah. I said, will Radomir get to sleep with the
Ugh.
Abyssal? And it responded, outlook good.
Oh wait, hang on.
It is certain. The Apal has spoken. Alan will be able to craft this warbird.
I will be back.
I spelled warrior wrong.
Yes, you did.
Try it again.
There you go.
No, I'm good. Say, join us.
Yes,
Yes, definitely.
But you didn't say laid by who. You just said that will she get laid.
I mean, I feel like that's a plus either way. Oh. Pumpkin King. Cannot predict now.
How do we attack this thing? Oh,
So you'll do exclamation point and then the name of the ability.
gotcha.
Oof.
Dave, it's your turn.
I don't like know any of the things for that.
You have smite, focus, or heal at target.
It has to be NPC bot 3.
Oh, no, your time limit. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So wait, what do I do? How do I make it? Oh, it moved forward. on
It'll
its own,
tell
okay.
you, yeah.
Yeah.
Demoralize. You put 2
Oh fuck.
exclamation points.
it was his turn.
Oof. Ow. Bot is gonna die.
NBC bot 3, I will try to heal it if I can. I forgot about the pipes in front of it. I didn't think about that when I made
Why
Oh,
am I
the
on
I finally
fire?
got hit. Wow, I butchered that word real hard.
bot is about to die. I will try to heal it if I can.
Oh, it healed you.
Oh,
Oh, I think it's still alive.
Nope.
barely. Oh.
Oh, you guys finally stopped being on fire.
Give it some proper music. Heroic music!
Chippies! Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go take a potty break. BRB!
I don't think this actually went on easy mode, Dave.
What's that?
I don't think it's actually on easy mode.
No, it's not. It's on normal. Because I didn't specify when I first did the command, and it wouldn't
You're
let me
gonna
override
die.
it. I'm gonna try to keep us healed. Just make sure you're focus healing. Because
I
otherwise
tried
we're
using.
gonna
Oh,
die.
oh no. Yeah, I'm in
Alright,
pain now.
I will heal you token when it's my turn.
Okay. Uh-oh, it wasn't your turn yet.
Yep.
Evan!
Oh no!
Did Evan just explode?
He exploded.
Oh no.
I'm not sure if it recognized that, but... Oh, okay, it did.
Fuck. I can heal myself.
Now that I actually got the collision box to be transparent, I can just put avatar streamer in front, so it doesn't do that anymore.
Right.
NPC bot 3 is about to die. So's 2. We're gonna lose.
And 1 is pretty low level as well.
Yeah. Close.
Lifesteal.
Oh, one of them already used lifesteal.
Oof. Goodbye, NPC bot 3. Oh no, it didn't hit him.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to heal myself. I'm on fire.
Don't scale at me, you fucker.
Well, I might be able to survive and do NPC bot 3 if he doesn't die right now. Oh, I think it's the boss's turn though.
Nope, it's your turn.
Okay. NPC bot 3.
I would heal yourself, to be honest.
I'm hoping that somebody else heals me.
Oh my god.
I probably should have healed myself, yeah. Because I'm about to die. Yeah. Dead. Whoops.
Oh god.
Kai, heal yourself. You're our only healer. We're doing a lot better than the last time.
Last time it was you and me and like 3 bots, and we still died.
Oh no, token!
No! Oh.
Ow. We're gonna lose.
Yo,
Yeah.
oh, alright, good heal.
Let me smite you. Damn it.
You might be able to win this.
Maybe. Actually, you might.
Yeah, because the other NPC is healing as well.
Oh no!
Oh god. Oh fuck.
Oh no, it's gonna be
Up
really
to the boss
close.
now.
Oh, goodbye, bot. Yeah, it's a loss. Just barely. Goodbye, bot. Wait, is this gonna hit? I don't think this. Oh yeah, it does. Okay.
Rip.
Rip.
Okay. I would much rather play basketball.
Yeah, I think Evan's still getting food.
Evan,
Going to the bathroom.
he said he was going to go to the bathroom, and then I heard him talking to our roommate. So.
Oh, okay.
Basketball. Red team.
Okay, so the way this is gonna work is that a star is going to appear, and then the goal is going to appear. You need to, from the star, calculate the angle of how it goes and how much speed that you put into it. So, like, for instance, I'm gonna put 45 and let's go 50. Oh, so close. Oh no, no, not me. Ah. And it's first to 7 wins.
Oh,
Alright,
okay, I
sorry
see.
for...
That's okay, we're playing basketball.
I see that, it looks super fun. How do I join?
I'm not sure if you
Oh.
can now that it's like already ongoing. Oh, did it Did it let you?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, oh!
Oh.
I love the whole
Nice.
basketball.
All right, so this one's gonna be like.
Oh.
Be like.
Oh, it's like way up. I didn't even see that.
Yeah. I went too far. Oh! We were like side by side.
How did I get it? I did 80-52 and I somehow got the score.
All right. Oh shit. So, like, I'm gonna have to bounce to do this one because I don't think even at 90.
What in the fuck?
Yep. All right. I'm gonna try to ricochet it this way. Nope.
Oh, jeez.
Pew. Yeah, this is a difficult one. Ah, Kai is really good at this fucking game.
Oh.
No! Ah!
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that was a little too much.
Ah!
No, you knocked me out of the fucking.
You can't knock other people.
You did though.
No, you can't.
I got it!
Then
You don't-
why
you
did
don't
I
have
shoot
to-
off to the side?
Then you
What is
probably
wrong with
bounced off
Kai?
of the rim.
No.
You got caught on it.
Oh.
I
Oh,
got
that's
it?
the
I
wrong direction.
ricocheted. Nice.
Oh no.
Oh, so close. Oh, we do bounce off of each other.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Ah.
Oh,
So I feel like Kai kind of waits for a couple of people to go, and then she kind of
Oh, that's
zeroes
exactly
in on
what.
the good
That's
number,
exactly what they
which
do.
is
for
a
real.
good strategy.
where the hell is it? Oh shit.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see it. Jeez. Okay.
Let me just eat myself. It's fine.
Yeah, that's what
Oh
I'm gonna do.
fuck.
I'm going this way. Pew! Oh! Oh! Ah! Son of a bitch!
Oh.
Oh, can you
Yes!
not go through the bottom?
No, you cannot go through the bottom.
No, yeah, I tried.
That would be so cheap.
You know, 90 makes you go straight up, right?
I know. I know. I know. Alright, I know.
Oh, Sig got it.
Nice
Oh,
Sig.
nice.
Dang, they're
Nice.
catching up to us, guys.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Ah.
Woo!
All right, you guys need one more point to win.
You guys are scaring me a little here, though.
Oh, it was too far.
So what happened?
Oh no!
Oh, you got it. Awesome. Good,
Look
good,
at
good.
you go.
Fig is also good at this game.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. No. I think that's game.
Screw it.
This has a bunch of fun mini games. It's good times.
MVP Casimir, of course. Good job.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we had a little intermission. Okay, so all right. So after that, what do you guys do? You guys just had the goddess fly off in the distance with a fucking blah 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 blah. With basically a quid pro quo of if you help her out, she'll help you guys out.
Okay.
So what do you guys do?
Well, she said that this what was it, a warbird?
A
was in the
warbird
tower?
was at the top of the northern tower.
Let's go to the tower. What
Okay.
time is it, by the way, like in the game?
Probably we'll say it's about like 9 at night or so. So Alan, you're basically twinkling. Well, no, that'd be like more 7 o'clock or so. So no, you've already done your twinkling for the day.
Maybe it just
I'm
happened
assuming-
circumstantially that my banner started showing as I was talking to Relva.
Yeah. I'm assuming that we've all exploded during our travels.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Explosions, definitely. Yeah.
The explosions are done.
Well, should we set up camp for the night and deal with this in the morning, or... I'd be okay with continuing.
Well, we definitely need to make our way into the tower so that I can start on my work. We do have to take into consideration that we saw life about other than the goddess and these plants. I think it would be smart for us to maybe hunker down for the night to avoid running into any predators who may be able to see better than us.
That's fair.
Mello will sign to you, Alan. If you guys stay in the forge, I can stay watch with Kitty.
Well, wouldn't that leave you alone out here? Because you
I mean,
wouldn't
she
have
has
that way.
Kitty.
She said yes.
I don't like that idea.
I mean, I would assume we would have some way to like communicate with each other. Like, we would not just go into the forge and then the person who is staying out of the. Why don't we all just go in the forge? Nobody else can get in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's fair.
I'll sign that back to Mela. I'll be like, you know, we can all just go in the forge and nobody else will be able to get in. We kind of don't really need a guard.
She sighs a little bit at your logic, and actually looks genuinely disappointed and she says she signs fine.
I'll sign back. I'll just kind of say like, maybe when we're not in a hostile plant-ridden area, we'll have a more genuine camp, where it'll make more sense for you to stand guard.
She signs back, and she like places her hand on her chest and makes a gesture that she flexes both arms like I'm strong.
You are strong. I'll sign back. Like you are very strong. There's no doubt there. It's just if we're all in the forge and you're not in the forge, I'm not sure how you're going to get in if trouble arises.
She doesn't seem to respond.
Okay. I feel bad.
Radomir also feels bad.
How about, okay, so Alan feeling bad. He's like, how about...
I was gonna say, Radomir would ask, is this something that you really want to do?
Well, so let me ask Duke a couple of questions.
Did you say that though?
Mm-hmm.
She will sign back. I want to prove that I'm not worthless.
Oh.
Alan kind of scoffs and starts sighing like, what in the name of anything would make you think that we thought you were worthless?
She just kind of like sulks a little bit, and she like kicks a rock.
Oh.
Radomir will say out loud at this point, I think we should let her.
Okay, so let me ask Duke some questions.
Uh-huh.
Just to kind of maybe verify how the forge works, because you said that the door handle is on either side that I am on.
Yes.
But, I mean, if I specify to the forge that there are certain people allowed in and out, like if they were to reach for a handle, would one appear for them to enter if I was not on the outside with them?
No.
So it's just the door handle is...
Whatever side you're on.
Just the side that I am on. Radomir, though I agree with you, I don't want to keep Mela from doing something she wants, but I am not going to trap one of our friends out here, because that is what I would be doing.
Then we can all stay out here.
Then we can do that if we want to. If we would like to set up a more traditional camp, I mean, we have the supplies for it in the forge, it's just a little more effort, I don't see why we couldn't. Then I am all for that if Mela would like to keep guard. I just did not want to lock her out of the forge and keep her out here by herself. The point of a guard is to alert the other members that something is happening, not to try to fight everything on your own. Alright, well, I guess if we're going to have a traditional camp, we should get started setting up.
You see Mela kind of lights up a little bit, and she smiles, and she begins to help gather supplies to have a camp outside.
She deserves to be happy. Yeah, no, I had no fucking qualms with like having a camp outside and letting Mela be guard. I just didn't want to go into the forge and literally lock her the fuck out.
Radomir was about to fight.
Oh my gosh, Alan loves Mela.
No, that's not even it. It's the whole.
Oh, circle mate passion stuff.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not even that. It's his trigger. It's his limit.
Yeah, helping people do the thing that they like. Their passion, right?
Yep.
Congratulations. Your limit trigger, preventing your limit trigger, prevented her limit trigger.
Oh fuck! That's good. We're a fantastic team then.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Like mine suffer a setback or defeat because of me.
No, Mela's.
Oh,
trigger.
Mela?
I have
Mela's?
a feeling it has something to do with feeling worthless.
In a sense.
Yeah.
We'll see if it happens.
Yeah.
Probably have, like, I would assume it probably has to do with like being a kid and people like look down on kids.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. We have no
as
idea.
long as
All right, well, we make a camp.
Radomir is very satisfied.
Alan is just like shaking the whole night. because he's just excited. He's like excitedly shaking.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if he was cold, and Radomir would be like, "Do you need another body?"
No, well, like you don't know why he's shaking. You could still
Yeah,
snuggle up to him.
Radomir will totally do that. He'll just kind of like get up close to his like. I imagine that like he's like towards his back, or Alan's like laying down on his side or something, and Radomir
Right, it's
appears.
spooning time.
Yes, basically.
Oh boy.
He just
Yeah,
gets right
Alan
up to your
is
ear.
like-
He's like, "Do you need another body?"
Well, Alan like is like uncomfortable but like accepting of it. Because he doesn't know why you're doing it. He doesn't really realize he's shaking, and he's just like so excited he would never think, oh, I'm shaking, people might think I'm cold. No, it's just I'm excited, and all of a sudden some man wants to rub his body on mine.
Okay, so so question: how late can
Yeah.
everybody stay up? Because it is 10 o'clock, and I want to know whether or not I should put a random, like, could something happen during the night, or like, because it's
Yeah.
10 o'clock. I don't know what everyone's time limits are.
I do work tomorrow, so sticking with the general 11 o'clock time would be appreciated.
Okay, so I will try to avoid a combat situation. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna have everyone roll a single die during basically to cover what happens during their shift.
Well, was Mela not taking the whole? I thought that's what she wanted to do.
Oh, are you
think
guys
that's a
letting
good
her
idea.
take the whole shift?
No,
She
whatever
won't get any
she-
sleep. If
y'all,
that's
we
the
all
case.
need to sleep. She's not.
Yeah,
sleeping.
no, okay, yeah, whatever she wants to do. Like, if she wants to, like, just do a shift or a couple shifts or whatever,
She
like,
basically
that's
just
fine.
wants to have a chance to prove herself. Well, she got fucking 2 successes, so nothing's
So we're
happening
just-
on her shift.
We're rolling one die twice?
Just one die.
Just one die.
Yep.
Oh, she got a 0, got it.
10.
10.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes.
I got
Okay,
0
nothing.
successes.
I also got 0 successes.
Okay, so let's handle. Who's taking shifts first?
Okay, so I imagine that it'll first be Mela.
Okay, so nothing happens during her shift.
I want to take next shift.
Okay, so we'll go reverse order in order of cast.
Okay.
So night cast. You got 0 successes.
Uh-huh.
All right, so let me change some music here.
I would actually like right when I wake up and like everyone or Mela goes to sleep and stuff and it's quiet, I would actually take the time to use screen scroll technique to bank up some sorceress motes through my Iker.
Go for it.
Okay, so I roll. I don't think I roll anything actually. I commit 1 mote and may store up to 5 sorceress motes with appropriate. Oh, a shaping roll. Okay, so that's charisma and what?
For what?
My shaping ritual roll.
It should be in your documents that I
I
got.
got to bring it up.
I don't have it open.
I can bring it open. It is charisma and performance. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One. Cool.
1 success. Okay.
That's fine.
So that's 1 extra sorceress mote.
Yeah, I'll that's through the Iker. So we'll do 36 instead of 37. Okay, yep, that's all I wanted to do.
Okay, so you are about halfway through your shift after you've meditated and gained your sorceress motes. I'm gonna have you make a perception and awareness roll.
Oh boy. got. Holy shit, that's a lot of 8s. 5 successes.
Okay, 5 successes. You are basically at the fire, and you hear a rustling in some bushes. Very quiet. Like normally, if it weren't for your acute senses, like if it weren't for your really good roll, it would have gone unnoticed. Something is moving in the bushes, and you are definitely being watched.
Do I smell anything weird?
Do you
just throwing out.
smell anything weird?
I have enhanced smell.
Yeah, you do. It smells. How akin to reptiles would would Radomir be?
I have no idea. He lived in the city,
So probably not.
Probably not very akin.
It's an odd smell. It almost smells like something that has maybe been baking in the sun for too long.
How close did it sound like it was nearby?
It's about 15 feet away.
Who's nearest close? Who's closest to me? I'm just gonna smack the closest person to me.
If we were snuggling, it would be Alan.
Oh yeah,
we'll say Alan. Which makes sense because you rolled a 0. Well, you rolled 0 6.
So Radomir will not lightly but like firmly tap. It's not necessarily like a smack, but you get lightly or firmly tapped on the arm.
Huh? What is it? What's going
Be
on?
quiet.
Okay.
There's something out there.
Yeah, probably.
It smells like weird.
A very descriptive thing.
He kind of looks at you like, will you get up?
Alan kind of like starts sitting up and sort of rubbing his eyes and stuff.
Radomir will point in the direction and say, "Can you use your scope?"
Yeah, but it's very dark. I can't see very well in the dark.
Well, you can certainly try. Well, how about this? You give it to me, and I will try.
Can you see in the dark?
Probably better than you.
All right. Well, just don't put your finger on the trigger. Safety's on though.
The trigger? What scope are we using?
My gun scope. That's
Is that
the
what
scope
you've been
I have.
using to look at shit?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I thought he had like a fucking
Like a lens, a spyglass or something.
No, not a
nope,
spy.
just a scope on it. It's a fucking badass scope. He would be a fool
Alright.
to not use it.
That's fair.
Okay, well I will use the gun.
Don't put your finger on the trigger,
heard
but the
you the
safety's
first
on. So even if he does, the
my
safety's
God.
on. He probably doesn't know what a safety is.
So as you hold up the gun and look in that direction, you suddenly, without having to roll perception or awareness or anything, you see the shadow that you were looking at ducks almost immediately.
Oh, it can fucking
Like
see.
just
I fucking
and-
called it.
like just dirts back into the bushes.
Is
But
it still there or did it run away?
It didn't run away.
I'll
'Cause it's
call out,
not
I know you're
rustling.
there.
It seems like you see like the outline of a shadow kind of peek up, but like not completely out of the bushes.
You might as well show yourself.
It doesn't.
Perhaps you would like me to take a try?
Radamir's just gonna get up and keep pointing. Like he doesn't know how to use this thing, by the way. He's just seen
No, he does not.
Alan hold it. He's
Well,
just
might
gonna...
I say,
just-
Radomir would be a little surprised with how heavy it is.
That's fine.
Not that it's
I
like
know.
super heavy, but like Alan does not look very built. So you would assume anything that he would be wielding would like be pretty light?
I have 1 dot in strength more than you. It's alright.
No, I'm just saying more so for like the wow factor of like, wow, like
Oh,
Alan's
right.
stronger than I thought he would be.
That's fine. He's not thinking about that at the moment. He will think about it later.
Okay, well, just in case you needed to know.
Okay, so yeah, Radomir will get up and start moving towards the shadow,
With
still
the gun?
holding the gun. Yeah, with the gun, as if he's like ready to pull the trigger. He doesn't know how to use this thing, but he's
It's
just
so-
seen Alan use it. So
Alan thinks it's cute that he's trying.
So as soon as you stand up and take a couple steps forward, you hear an er, er, and then it gets up and it books.
okay. Can I see it? Am I able to see it a little better as it runs?
You already rolled your perception and awareness, but I will allow Alan to roll his perception and awareness.
Okay, I'll roll a perception and awareness for my groggy ass eyes.
Yes. In fact, because you're groggy, I am going to up the difficulty, so it's going to be 8 and above.
Well, I only have 5 dice, so.
Yep. I know.
Let's
Eight
see how
target
that
number
goes.
8.
Oh, I have to like roll a success that is an 8.
8 or higher. Yes. Yep.
Okay, got it. So I want to make sure I really get these dice going. Nope. Oh no, I got a 9.
Yep, you got okay. 1 success. It is very large. It looks like something. Well, it's roughly, it's a little bit taller than like a human, and it's kind of hunched over. It reminds you a lot about of the same lizard folk that you saw in the tower.
Cool. Alan kind of goes up to Radomir and sort of tugs his shirt back to like come back to the campsite.
Radomir will hand you the gun because he doesn't care about it anymore.
Yeah, so Alan takes it and is kind of like rubbing his eyes and is like, what were you trying to do? You just scared it off. It probably went and warned some stuff."
I mean, if one of them already knew we were here, then they all probably do. But it
Yes,
seemed to
but
be
now they might
afraid.
think we're hostile because you were pointing my gun at it.
Well,
Although
how was I supposed to know it wasn't hostile?
I mean, it wasn't attacking us. It's just
Not
looking.
yet.
No, that's fair, I suppose. But oh yeah, he like
It's
goes
fine. I'll fix it later.
Yeah,
Radomir
he's-
goes back to sitting down.
Well, yeah, no, Alan didn't listen to that last part. He was already kind of ignoring you and getting back into bed position. After he like wiped your handprints off the gun, because you were probably holding it wrong.
Oh my god.
Wants your residue off of it.
Wow.
You don't know that. It just looks like
After I
Alan's cleaning
spooned
it.
you.
Oh, wow, sorry, I didn't know.
So what did you guys get on your perception or awareness,
I rolled a 5.
Alan?
What do you mean you rolled a 5? Like you're.
I got 5 successes.
Okay, I have 2 successes.
Okay. Both of you, as you're kind of talking amongst each other, you look over and you see Mella's brow is twinkling.
Oh. Look, I look up.
I look up.
It is not calibration.
What is
What?
that? What?
Calibration is the only time the eclipse happens, and it is like 2 months away. It is not the eclipse.
What the fuck?
Oh, maybe the lizard people?
That
Maybe
doesn't make any
Rathus?
sense. Is she using something? Is she spending essence?
You could try to find out if you want to make an essence roll.
I'll make an essence roll.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your essence.
I have 2 dice now. I got a success.
Okay, Alan, are you
So-
doing this as well?
Yeah, so rolling two dice for essence.
Yes, basically you're rolling your essence right now. All right.
Ooh.
Two.
Both of you can feel, yes, she is spending essence while she sleeps.
What the fuck?
Oh.
And with your 5 perception, Radomir, that's when you look off down the street, down the roadway, the path that leads further into the city, and you see what looks like a large cat, a tiger specifically, just looking in your direction.
I don't like that.
And it's just seated and staring.
I'll just stare right back. I'm just gonna wait.
Eventually, the tiger loses interest and turns around and goes back into the city.
Oh, thank fucking god. I feel like dealing with massive wildlife.
Okay, what do you guys do?
Is that it? Is that all the encounters we get?
That is all the encounters.
Oh.
Did everybody else get a success on there?
I got 2
You did not get a success, Whisper? Okay.
I did not get one.
I'm counting
Oh,
this
but
all
did you
as
just-
one. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Radomir, you get some rest. You fall asleep after kind of mulling over the events that just happened in your head. Alan, you are now alone. The rest of your shift is uneventful. Leonir, you take your shift. Nothing happens out of the ordinary. Whisper, you're taking the last shift.
Okay.
Taking the last shift, and I'm gonna have you make a perception and awareness roll.
Hearing?
Sure.
Yay. Three.
Ooh, that's a lot of ones.
There was 4 fucking... No!
Alright, 3 successes. You hear something jump from one rooftop to another, relatively nearby.
Jeez, they just won't leave us alone.
I'm also jumped to a rooftop.
Okay.
I'm sprawling up, see if I can get a better view.
I'm not even gonna make you roll athletics.
I don't need to fucking roll athletics.
So you sprang onto the top of the building. Do you do like towards it, or are you like across the street at this point?
I would try to keep as close to the camp as I can.
Sure.
I just want to try to get a better vantage point.
So you jump up on a nearest by building. The sound that you heard is from another building over, and you see a hunched over lizard, much like the description I described to Alan earlier, and it kind of like jolts up as you spot it, and it looks at you and kind of tilts its head.
Hello? She's a beast man, okay?
It kind of tilts its head again, as you basically your tone isn't very threatening to it, and is just gonna look at you. And you notice its eyes are slightly reflective, almost like that of a cat's, so it glows slightly in the moonlight.
Creepy.
Nocturnal.
Whisper is going to repeat hello in fire and wood tongue to see if there's a difference. Maybe it just doesn't understand.
So you try fire tongue first, and it kind of tilts its head again, and then you say it in wood tongue, and it perks up like it understood you.
Oh. I'm torn because I know out of character shit, but Whisperer would not know shit. Does it look hostile? Does it have any weapons?
If it has any weapons, it's not visible from your vantage point. But, I mean, you can kind of see it has these vicious talons that it could use as weapons, as well as when it kind of opens its mouth every once in a while, its teeth, just fucking vicious looking sharpened teeth.
It looks like it could trumpet me.
Oh, it could eat you.
I don't want to.
It would try anyways. It could try, I should say. But if this was a just straight up beast or like a predator, it would have either run or attacked by now.
Right. So Whisper's going to keep talking at it in wood tongue to see if it like responds. Just general.
Okay, well, what do you say?
Do you understand this language?
As you finish your language, your sentence, it like springs over. It basically almost like it's using monkey leap. It skips a building, so it jumps over from one building over another building right in front of you. It is now in melee with you, and it like brings its face right to yours. You see its like lizard-like nostrils just flare up,
Internal screaming from the mouth.
and it tilts his head, and you hear it go, "Urgh," and sniffs you.
Please don't eat me.
Do you say that?
Yes.
God.
What do you do? It is staring you in the face.
Whisper asked it to please not eat her.
It sniffs you. Then it sniffs at like your side pack.
Oh. I mean, very slowly, very cautiously pull out some food, maybe?
What kind of food?
I don't know. Beef jerky, trail mix.
Trail mix.
You pull out some trail mix, and you can't help but jerk back a little bit as its giant maw just snaps it out of your hand.
Oh my god.
And you see it just kind of like jerk its neck forward as it's like just and eats it. And it goes back to sniffing you. And you see its arm kind of raise up, almost like it's gonna attack. And it reaches behind its head,
Uh-huh.
and it hands you one of its feathers.
Oh.
Oh. Well,
Wait, is it
Thank
feathered?
you.
No.
Oh.
It has a
They
like
keep them like trinkets.
Oh, okay.
Maybe currency.
So it hands you one of its feathers. And then it like right in your face goes "Urgh!" and just jumps and leaps and runs out of sight.
Okay. We're good. I'm gonna go
We're
back
good.
to the camp now and try not to pass the fuck out.
Okay, so you head back to camp. And morning comes, your shift is over, and it's time to wake everybody up.
I just imagine that Whisper tries to approach Radomir and he's like, I'm already awake. Because he just meditated. He didn't sleep this night, he meditated.
Very gently nudge people awake.
Alright, so one by one everybody wakes up. Mela will begin to prepare breakfast for everyone.
Oh, yay.
What's cooking?
We'll say that she is preparing like a breakfast stir fry.
That sounds awesome. Radomir will make coffee for everybody.
Okay.
Gotta have his fucking morning coffee.
Alan will provide very ridiculously ornate forks.
Okay,
that he
so
crafted in his sleep. No, I'm just kidding.
over breakfast, does anyone want to say anything about their encounters?
Oh, you know how you know Alan. He loves to
Yeah,
talk. He'll let
I
Radomir
know
take
you
the.
do.
He'll let Radomir take the head of it though.
So I met one of these lizard people last night. Well, Alan was there too.
We met one of those lizard people last night.
It didn't seem very threatening.
Well, I mean, you were pointing a gun at it. Not, I mean, if it knew what it was, that, I mean, could have scared it away.
I just had to make sure.
By the way, you have no idea what you're doing with it, do you?
No.
At least he's honest.
I kind of, saw, if you were ever interested, I could probably show you a thing or two, but if not, you know, whatever. Just, you know, maybe we could make it a little more threatening than a stick if you're holding it.
Mela looks a little disappointed and kind of she looks a little disappointed and signs nothing happened on my shift. Kind of sulks and goes to stirring up the stir fry.
Radomir will say, "Oh, but I did see a tiger in the distance."
She perks up and looks your way.
It was just staring at us.
And she signs, "What kind of tiger?"
Do I know?
You couldn't
What
really
color
make out
was
its
it?
colors.
Yeah, I'll just tell her the colors that I saw.
Yeah, you couldn't really make out the colors because it was dark.
Oh.
Yeah, he said that.
Oh.
He was like, you couldn't make out the colors. And you're like, yeah, I just tell her what colors I saw.
Oh, listen, it's fine. Couldn't really tell what kind of tiger. I didn't realize there were multiple types of tigers.
Is that Radomir talking?
Yes.
What does Alan know about all the different types of tigers?
Oh my god.
God
Yes,
damn it.
this is happening.
You know a decent amount about tigers.
Alright, well, I just say all of it. I'm like, of course there are different types of tigers. There's this one and that one, and I start naming off facts about them and why
You
they're
see
different.
Mela just kind of face palms for a little bit and hands you a plate full of food just to shut
Alan
you up.
stops talking and eats. That's probably the one consistent
Radomir
way
looks
to
at
get her
the
to
camera
shut
like he's in the office.
God damn it. There goes the fourth wall.
There's a third wall?
Well, if there's a fourth, there should be a third, right?
No.
Okay. Whisper, say anything?
Yeah. It's for play. Well, I think they understand wood tongue.
And how would you know this?
Because one showed up and I mean, it didn't talk back. But
Alan, as Whisper is kind of talking, Alan kind of punches Radomir, not hard, but the punch in the arm of why'd you ask that question? And then Alan's just like, well, I'm assuming it's because she talked to one.
Listen, I'm not sure.
it gave me
We
a
all have
feather.
very... What?
It gave me a feather.
Ooh, Alan kind of looks intrigued. He's
Um,
like,
Hold up.
Yeah.
It is a multicolored feather. It kind of has It starts with like a deep blue, and then it goes all the way to red.
Oh.
Do I know what kind of feather that is?
Probably.
What kind of feather is it? Is that important? Should I just not worry about it?
It's not really all that important.
Okay, and I will not worry about it.
Probably like a parrot feather.
Yeah.
Yeah, a parrot. Yeah.
Alan will be like, well, why did it give you a feather?
Well, I shared food with it after it didn't eat me.
Okay. In response, Alan will, will be like, ooh, well, that's very interesting. Perhaps it felt like it was trading you. These creatures are apparently intelligent and may even have a currency. Although, unfortunately, I do not speak wood tongue.
Neither do I. I don't think I do. No.
What is Leonir doing during all of this?
She's probably just listening.
Okay, Leonir, I'm gonna have you make a perception and awareness roll.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna use my fine details. Specialization as well. I got 1 success.
1 success. I'm gonna give you 2 extra dice because of one of your things pertaining to your character. I'm not gonna tell you what it is until it happens, though. That's extra 2 success. Okay, so that's 3 total.
Yeah.
Okay, so as they're talking, you can't help but be fixated on a rather large creature slithering its way down a nearby building that is the largest fucking snake you have ever seen.
Oh god.
And it begins to slither towards you, and then it's like you can't help but stare, like you're trying to get the words out, or if you are, I'm gonna have you make a willpower roll real quick, actually. And you're going to minus. What is your? It's a minor. Okay, so you're gonna minus a die from your willpower roll.
I got 2 successes.
Okay, 2 successes. So it's enough that you have control of yourself, but you are a little shaken at seeing a snake begin to slither your way. It looks like if you combined like a constrictor with a viper,
Oh god.
and it kind of tilts up and its tongue just slithers, just kind of points at you for a moment, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it is about a 7 or 8 feet tall humanoid figure, and just shapeshifts, and this woman with the serpentine features appears in front of you with silver circular tattoos all over its body, and it looks at you. And what was your name again? Ishigara. You see it like just glare at you, and it points. Ishigara.
Oh god.
She just shrieks.
Alan drops like the
As-
bowl or plate of food.
Everyone just like
see-
fucking throws their shit.
Some of the tattoos begin to bubble and flow into her hand and form into a pair of large scimitars made out of moon silver. And-
She just gets up and like I don't know. I have monkey leap, so she might just
Just
run
leap.
eventually to run up, just to jump up the nearest building and hide.
And
Beat
that
the
is
fuck
where
out.
we'll end tonight's session.
Oh my god.
And
boy.
then 2 modes because I used monkey leap.
Gosh.
Oh jeez.
There, probably
No.
It's just a whole lot of nope.
Dear god.
All right, Linear, what have you learned?
Extreme gay.
Extreme gay, referring to what? Linear?
Yeah, extreme gay for the fact that she would not mind getting laid with the bird lady.
I mean, you know, scratch your back, scratch your sort of thing. Who knows? Might happen.
Who knows?
Okay, Token, what have you learned?
That's a good question.
It's a good question.
How do I word this? Oh, Radomir. I learned that Radomir's trigger is kind of not necessarily anything like it. Passion is a very vague term.
Okay.
Specifically in regards to Mela.
Okay. Whisperer.
Whisper apparently knows the names of a lot of the gods.
Yeah. Yeah. Alan.
Also, I also that's something for later.
Yeah.
Big ship.
Big ship.
Big ship.
Well, what are you talking about? Like, what big ship? I mean,
Big
what?
ship.
What?
Big ground.
Alan having boner.
Boat boner.
Alan is just about as interested in airships as he is sex.
But
So not very? What?
Well, how about this? Alan could potentially be just as aroused by airships as he could sex.
So not really.
No, he can get
I'm
aroused.
just giving you shit.
Like if he's having sex, he'll be pretty fucking aroused. But
So
that
what you
also
should
might
have
rival
said
how aroused he is.
Is Alan is as aroused by ships as Evan is aroused by sex.
Sure, or we could do that, I guess.
Okay.
No, ship.
Leonir, what have you learned?
There are lizard-like people in this place that understand wood tongue? Question mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Token.
We learned that Alan's first age self was also a dick ass.
What do you mean also?
most
like-
of us were assholes.
Yeah,
in our-
Whisper.
Yes,
Whisper's
okay.
first age self was
I
also
thought you meant
a
Alan
dick
was an
ass.
asshole. And I'm like, what the fuck has he
Yes,
ever done
Alan
to make you
is an
think that?
asshole.
Alan is good boy.
Okay, Whisperer.
I made the wrong roll earlier because you said a cult. I could have used lore with my who's that deity, and I would have had one more die.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Lesson learned.
Yep.
Alan.
A very attractive bird lady has beef with me,
Yeah.
which is
Here.
kind of arousing, but kind of not.
The plants here like to feed on essence.
Yeah. Radomir.
I didn't know this before, but Rathus apparently had plant technology.
Absolutely. Okay. Whisperer.
Whisper has learned that there are things want to eat them.
Yeah.
They are a person, damn it, not food.
I am a whole person. Alright, Alan.
My scope is better for. Well, hold on. My scope is not only good for shooting at things.
Very true. Leonir.
The ship's name is Skybreaker.
Yeah. Radomir.
There were apparently legendary artifact ships called Warbirds, and we only know of 17 of them.
Now we know of 18.
Well,
That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright, Whisper, last one.
That went really fast.
You guys breeze through it.
Apparently, Whisper has very little sense of self-preservation because they're willing to try to talk to the giant lizard thing that could eat them.
That's very true. Okay, so that's going to be a total of 15 general experience points and 13, including the 3 recap that you got of Solar XP.
Okay.
So it should be 130 total general and 113 total solar.
130 general and what was that?
113.
113 solar. Yep.
Solar. And
Okay.
guess what? I don't have any other numbers to update. Fuck yeah.
You know what's funny?
What?
Kai has already queued up some training time, like is already ready to just spend the XP and get to level Essence 3. She will be Essence 3 at the beginning of the next game.
Nice.
Alright, so that is where we will end tonight's session. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and hopefully you guys can join us live next time for those who are watching on YouTube, and play with our little interface that we have on the stream.
So fun.
It is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. We can take a little break and have a little basketball tournament, or we can have like another boss battle, and I can actually put it on easy next time, so it's not just a huge fucking destruction of Pumpkin King. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll continue this not next week, because Kai and I are actually joining in another game jam starting tomorrow at 6, and it's going to be for 9 days again. So we won't be meeting next week, but the week after we will be continuing right where we left off. However, until then, we'll be doing the 9 days of streaming once again, and things are exploding on screen. Okay.
Evan attacked me, and then I got smacked by a bomb in the air.
So yeah, join us for the game jam, and watch us make a video game in 9 days, and it should be a lot of fun. So until next time, thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you then. Toodaloo.
Bye.